Penis.
Farts.
Penis.
Butts.
Dick, stick,
Balls.
stick,
Balls.
stick,
Balls.
dick,
Balls.
stick,
Balls.
stick,
Balls.
stick,
Balls.
stick,
Balls.
stick.
Balls.
Okay, are you satisfied?
No.
Yeah.
Kills the X's idea of having a toilet seat that measures how much of a dump you take so you know how much it weighed.
I wanted,
That's information I
analyzer.
didn't-
I need to keep track of my health.
Anyway,
Yeah.
We're done here. Let's go.
That's it. That's good.
Wrap it up.
Show's over, everyone. Goodbye.
Recap.
Okay.
We killed a goddamn demon.
All right. So to recap, you all, after successfully risking UA and getting the box, decided, well, we might as well go get the rest of our reward after getting paid from Zay. Vaughn. So you went to Vondale Stoutdale's manor. Well, manor is a strong word. House is more accurate. And met his maid, who was weirdly
Weird.
weird.
she was all pale and emotionless, and there was minty candles.
Mhm. So you followed her in, met in Vondale's study, who you tried to interrogate into giving you interrogate and get more information and get your reward out of him and all that. And once you had handed him the box and he began to hand you your payment, and he opened and realized that you did not have the thing, he became very different. And once your deception was revealed, he dumped half of you into his basement, which was full of corpses and zombies and bloody barrels full of meat and bones. And he became an Oni and began to try to fucking murder all of you.
I didn't like
You
that
all...
part.
No, I mean...
Well,
no one really would.
I find issue with you telling us what's in the barrels that we didn't look in.
Oh my god.
You described what was in the barrels before, you dingus.
Alright, so the Oni revives and decides to attack Cassell immediately.
No.
So,
We're friends now.
no, you're really not. You all gathered in the basement after descending into it, killed all his zombies, and just as he began to try to flee, you all managed to cut him down, with Lyle cutting off his head.
Hell yeah, he did.
So now you're in this basement full of corpses. It smells awful. There's blood everywhere. And there's a severed Oni head on the floor, and his corpse is also on the floor.
All right.
So,
Gesundheit.
Juicy.
as you are all kind of settling in the moment after combat has ended, his eyes look around the room, and his jaw starts to slack as you watch as the skin on his body and his head begins to sizzle.
He's got a butt chin. Did you guys
normal?
notice that?
He's got balls on his face.
His skin and flesh sizzles and smokes as it begins to dissolve off of his bones
Gross.
before your eyes. His eyes never looking away from you, looking at
Who?
you still alive.
Which one? There's a lot of us. Who's he looking at?
Probably Lyle, since he cut off his head.
God damn it,
Mm.
not me.
Nice.
While they're cowering behind Adam.
And as the sizzling starts to slow, just leaving his bones and his skull on the ground, and a black ash around his bones.
Tori covers her nose. It smells down here.
Oh yes, it smells awful.
Lyle's hiding behind Adam. He's kind of peeking his head out and is looking a little nervous as the skull glares at him. He's like, "So he is dead, right?"
Well, let me check. Tori walks over and kicks the skull.
Skull rolls.
I think it's a safe bet that he's dead now.
As
His
the
jaw
skull
kinda
kind of
pops off.
rolls, Wade picks it up and puts it back with the rest of the bones and kind of gets on
It
his
is
knees.
about, it's about the
Starts to-
size of your torso, so it takes both your arms.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's a big boy.
I can do that. I hurled this guy. I can pick up a skull. Yeah, he gets on his knees and kind of starts to say a prayer for the demon.
Tori cocks an eyebrow. You're praying for it? He was gonna eat us.
I don't want it to come back. I'd rather it move on and have a safe journey to the afterlife.
I was like, that's sweet. By the way, you're kneeling in, you don't want to know.
I mean,
I've been in worse.
Adam simply chuckles,
Don't worry about it.
but as Wei puts the skull back, Adam proceeds to kind of examine the skull a little bit.
it's a mostly humanoid, closer to giantkin in terms of like structure. The exclusion of his 2 horns on the side of his head. These are thin, bony protrusions that point at an angle, then to go straight up. They're not super thick, but they are there.
Adam kind of tilts his head. They definitely don't make them like this in Olkheim. They don't fly in Olkheim either. He then shrugs and then proceeds to try prying off one of the horns.
Give me a strength check.
Okie dokie. So athletics then?
No,
Or,
Just a strength
just
check.
this is pure strength.
okay, I'm looking for that in my skills.
It's not under your skills, it would just be your stats.
Oh, well, my bad. Okay.
You're good. You're good. 16. It takes you a moment, and with a little bit of effort, you pop off. You manage to break off one of his horns just near the base of his skull, rather than mostly up of it. So you saved most of one of his horns. And if you wish to
Adam looks over the horn, then simply nods and smiles before tucking it away in his travel backpack.
I want to roll perception on the room and look around since I'm actually down here now and was only focused on the demon before. I want to look and see if I notice anything.
Okay,
I would like to make a con save to see if Lyle throws up.
absolutely.
Because it's stinky down here.
It is very stinky. Yue looks like she's about to throw up.
Oof.
Birdie's
Get
like,
that
wow,
out of the way now.
fucking shit's gross. Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
You absolutely throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lyle takes a moment to take in his surroundings, like, alright, well, now that that's over, and then just, like, starts vomiting in the corner.
Right on top of the bones.
I'm gonna assume Tori is like looking around and then just completely gets caught off guard by Lyle throwing up and is like, ugh!
Between that and the smell, and like all the corpses, yes.
Triel just steps away.
Tori's gonna walk over to Way and put a hand on his shoulder and be like, look, if you want to pray, there's a lot of prayer that needs to happen down here. Maybe we should just come back with like a priest or something. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Gazelle kind of walks over, starts digging through one of these barrels.
Oh no.
You shouldn't be
Please
digging through
don't.
anything in here.
Alright. You pop off the cork of this proverbial barrel, pulling out the lid. It is full of very nearly rotten meat.
Ew.
In fact, give me a con save immediately, as you've taken a big whiff of that.
Oh no!
Ugh.
Alright, let me open my sheet 1 second.
I'm gonna roll too.
Con save?
Yep. Let's see if you throw up.
Gazelle's flying.
You like,
Wow.
your face scrunches as you kind of. Oh, right, you did advantage. It's a naughty boy.
Oh.
Alright,
That's
to be
like-
fair, that was the 17 is the first roll.
That is.
He
the
doesn't
default.
care.
It is the default, which is stupid, but you know.
I'm definitely plugging my nose.
Yeah.
Tori's gonna look up
So you
through
want me to
the
reroll?
hole.
Yes,
Okay.
for
I was gonna say,
funsies.
the 17 was the first roll, so, but...
You still have 2 rolls. Oh,
Oh.
That's bullshit.
too bad. Should have checked that. So you like pop it over and say, "Oh well, it's a." It's just awful.
Adam.
Awful. Your body
Gross.
reacts before your mind does.
Adam
with the
just
spell.
grimaces and shakes his head.
I was like, we need to get the fuck out of here, guys.
Otto's gonna look over and check on Yue.
This is wild.
What the hell was he doing down here?
She is like has her hand over her mouth and is like kind of slumped against the wall and just kind of holding herself. Is it over?
Yes, it's dead.
Oh, thank gods.
I want to fly out of here.
You bitch.
Yeah, I mean you can. You have the ability.
Yeah, I'm gonna just fucking spread my wings and fly up through the hole and back into the room that we dropped through, because it stinks in down here.
Lyle's gonna, notice Birdie jump over there. He's gonna run over and he's gonna call up to the hole. There's a locked door down here. We can't get this thing open. Can you find a way down here from up there?
Where is it at? I'll start looking in that direction.
Well, he points toward where Otto's standing.
Okay.
It's over there. It's that way. Watch. By the way, the maid, probably evil. Watch out for
I
that.
imagine. Worked for a demon.
I want to try and break the door down.
No, don't worry. I got it.
Before we follow Tori, let's see how Otto's attempt goes. In case does anyone else want to do anything before we follow this?
I was just gonna come over and look at the workmill and look for anything.
I was
Adam will help
low
Otto.
key thinking of throwing Tori a rope because I have a rope actually. So
Might be a good idea.
get us the fuck out of here. But I want to see what Otto does first.
Okay.
Because then
First,
he wipes his face and just walks down over here.
Trail, what do you want to do?
Trail's just gonna start going around the room looking for anything that might help us get through the door.
Okay. So, all right. Way, first, give me an investigation. Trail, give me a
Right.
perception.
Nat 20.
Fucking
Nice.
shit.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So, first thing you notice on the table is
Nice.
he definitely seems to have been cutting meat. What you presume for like consuming it. The woman that's on the ground has many parts of her body and skin cut off and stripped away from her bones,
Ew.
and some of that is on the table. There's a dragged, rusty knife sitting on there next to the meat. Amongst those appears to be an assemblage of teeth, finger bones, created into types of jewelry and such. Like with aside from the meat, as he had stripped away.
He was making people jewelry?
Yeah, it looks like it.
He was treating us like a game, it sounds like.
Interesting. Is there like a certain type of jewelry with this that I should...
There's one in particular that catches your eye. It is whereas some of them are kind of random, kind of just like he was just throwing things together. Like a necklace of just finger bones or just teeth on a string, but there is one that stands out that is more nicely made. I guess if you can call this nice, but it appears they had taken the tendons into form a string, and on that string,
Crushed.
between finger bones, he had put the canines of humanoids in as a kind of tribal-looking necklace, neatly arranged with the pinky bones leading to larger finger bones. Each, in between each, is a canine from a humanoid.
Even Onis have hobbies.
Would I be aware of anyone who'd be looking for this sort of jewelry? Besides, like, maybe a necromancer?
Anyone missing some finger bones?
I mean, anything's possible. Who knows?
Alright, I'm going to... That he was making it for a reason, so we're gonna pocket the necklace.
The necklace is the one that stands out the most, as the most intricate designed.
Yeah, we'll take it. We can maybe bargain with it. Maybe get a cinnamon roll out of the deal.
Alright. then Trail, your perception was 21. You're just looking around the room, looking for any way to get out of here.
Anything that could help us get through the door, any other possible way out. Yeah.
So the things around the room are the cages, the barrels, the cage, and the corpses. And there are wrapped corpses in the corner over here, which it looks like he was preserving, for preserved meat. On the various tables are very many implements that you see. Some of them are rusted, and most of them are large. So those are possible options. Most of them are sharp.
Hmm.
Could always try to kick the fucking door down.
I think that's where Otto's going with this.
Okay. Then we will proceed with Otto's, and we'll follow Tori. Otto's is the most immediate, whereas Tori's will require some investigation. So Otto, you're just trying to kick down the fucking door?
Yeah.
All right. Then give me a strength check with advantage because Adam is helping you kick down the door.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's not good.
Didn't work out.
You kick the door, and it just You put a little bit of a dent in it, but it's didn't open.
Yeah. While I was watching Adam and Otto beat on this door.
It is a thick ass door.
Lyles looks back up to Tori. He's like, "Yeah, that door's not going anywhere."
All right. Well, I mean, I'll look.
All right, let's go follow Tori, shall we? So we're gonna all follow Tori.
Sure.
So, Tori, you're just kind of landed up here.
Oof. See why he lights the candles. Okay, well, I think I'll do the sensible thing first. I have 50 feet of rope. So I'm going to go over here to this pillar, check the sturdiness of it, tie a length around it, and I'll throw a length of rope down as a hole below so the others can climb up.
Okay.
Because if all else fails, then
Hell yeah.
at least they can just come back up here.
All
Good
right.
idea.
I'm not going to make each of you roll an athletics to see if you can climb a rope with assistance with you there. Although it would be funny if you start falling if one after the other. That would be hilarious. But
Be kind of funny.
The fucking
If-
domino effect.
Please don't make me roll acrobatics. I've gone well with that.
No, you'd be rolling athletics, bitch.
I mean, either way.
And while they're,
It's not
well,
my,
I guess
it's,
while they're,
it's not my strong point.
lining up, lining up to climb up the rope, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna check out this wall because there's nothing over here, and I will roll investigation on that.
Roll investigation on it.
Bam.
Should we just assume we all climb up this rope?
Yes, one after the other, you all make your way up.
Well,
Each
good.
of
Well, I went
you
first.
helping the other get upstairs, as long as you're not being pricks. So, Lyle, are you going to help everyone else up?
Okay, I scurried up the rope, and I'm gonna be like, okay, hey guys, and I'm gonna hold up my hand to Triel, who was right next to me, so I assume she's
Alright.
coming up next.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Come here, Triel.
Is anyone else going to perform his shenanigans? Comedic shenanigans?
Your hands are very soft, Lyle notes.
God.
And Trail's just gonna smack him.
Ow!
That's creepy. That's creepy. All right, so you all make it upstairs.
Compliment.
Yeah.
Majay, before heading up, I kind of want to burn those bodies that are the ones that are wrapped up down there before heading up.
Do you have a torch on you? You absolutely can.
Let's light the house
I believe
on
I have a
fire.
tinderbox in
If
one
you
of my
have
gear.
a tinderbox, they'll burn, so that won't be a problem.
Yeah.
It
okay,
will
so-
not help.
Okay, so we're all
It
making it
will
back up.
it will not help the smell, though.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time wanting to stay here now that I know the smell of burning fucking rotten flesh is down there. Actual hell.
You, with the stonework and everything, and yeah, there's no real threat of the entire building catching fire. So
Just
at least you
smoke.
believe so.
Just
so
dead,
you
dead
kept-
guy smoke inhalation. That's
Yep,
fine.
it just will smell like shit. But you ignite those bodies, trying to give them some semblance of peace, and they are burned. There you are, Way. I God, I
Thank
put the
you.
token over there for some fucking reason.
Tori's
everybody?
gonna address the group real quick.
Hmm.
Well, turns out our client was an Oni. Go figure. I don't really know if there's any reason for us to still be here. We can just leave, but I feel like there might be some other people trapped in here if he had all those bodies down there. It's likely he had people somewhere else stashed away, and I'm not sure about the maid either. It might be better to get out of here now, but I think
Sorry.
we owe it to the people to at least attempt to try and find them.
Lyle's kind of standing there. He rubs his chin contemplatively. He's like, well, I gotta say, this job didn't go that great, but at least we got paid, he said, picking up the satchel from his purse that had the coins Vondale gave him and turning it upside down to examine the money.
They're not coins. As you flip the bag around and dump it into your hand, you find the pebbles fall into your hand.
Nice.
Lyle stares at the pebbles in his hand for a minute. And he just, like, slowly clenches his fingers around it. And then opens his hand
Each
again.
one in the vague shape of a coin, but each one most definitely just a piece of rock.
Closes his hand again. Waits a second. And then opens it again. And he's like, come on. At least be silver. And he does it one more time. And he's like, oh, are you kidding me? And he just throws the rocks on the ground. And just, like, in a huff.
You know, with a little bit of paint, you might be able to confuse someone with that.
Wow, replies.
Way kind of.
Her own bag.
Majay, if it's cool, everyone's kind of looking around. I want to examine the desk over here.
Alright, give me an investigation, and everyone else is checking their presumed money that they got.
Yeah.
Then
Is
finding
that-
it's bullshit.
Is it all pebbles?
You all find that they're all pebbles.
Ugh.
I got a 15, Majay. I'm mostly looking for keys, but I guess if I find anything else.
You do find 2 keys. One is a kind of rusted key, there's a bit of smeared blood on it. The other is a more ornate key, gold, with a symbol that you had seen on the door outside. The symbol of Vondale, the Stout Ale.
Okay.
Well, it's just like, he's still pissed off. He's just like, that son of a bitch bewitched the... Yep. You know, you can't trust short people, I swear. And he kind of gives Gazelle a look.
That's racist.
That's racist.
Yeah, you know what? I'm racist.
Well, everyone is pushing back in the hole. Come on.
Seemed a little uncalled for.
Zell just shakes his head and then just kind of shrugs and then kind of looks around at everyone. So, who wants to burn this place down? Say aye.
Well, it's like, it seems like Way's already got you. Got
Me.
a leg up on you there.
I think we
Probably the
pushed our
fire
luck
will
with
spread
two.
from up to up here.
I think
But-
the smoke will kill most things, but
We might still be able to get our payment. Way kind of flashes up the gold key.
Hmm?
what's that for?
It was in his desk.
Well, just rubs his hands together. You're right. We should just ransack this place, and you know, maybe old Tori's right. Maybe there's some people to rescue. You know what? Come to think of it, Lyle says suddenly, coming to a realization. I seem to recall there was a lot of missing person cases in this area lately, and there's some of them. There's some rewards. You know what? Maybe we should take a little look around here now that our friend is taking a dirt nap.
Is that so?
I think we should leave.
I think we should money.
You know, Otto, if you want to take Yue home, I'm not going to argue with that. She doesn't have any reason to be here.
I'm all for taking a look around.
Otto's gonna look at Yue.
I guess.
We should.
Look around.
She kind of doesn't know really what to say. She just kind of looks to you.
Wow,
Tori is gonna
he
turn
just,
back to looking at the wall. She's gonna say, like, "Go on, kid, get out of here." Get your
Lyle's
bum
going
up.
to speak up and say, you know what? I think that given some of the setbacks we've had, it might be wise to stick together. So, Oddball, sounds like you're outvoted, so why don't you stick around for a little bit? We'll help you protect Mom. You help us bash skulls. Sound fair?
No.
No. Lyle just puts a hand on the back of his head. He's like, "She's, okay."
Adam simply shrugs. You do what you think feels best, but I think I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help take care of what else may be lying in wait here.
Mom is depressed, distressed. We can get the guards.
I mean, that might
But I
be a
was
good
like,
idea.
guards, maybe after we find anything valuable.
Greedy.
Greedy? I am not greedy, Lyle says.
Eh.
I'm
I've been
merely
looking at this wall for a
self-interested.
while now. Have I found anything?
As you kind of look at the wall, kind of look over it with your hands, the 12-year-old was not enough to immediately notice anything, but as you just kind of continue to investigate it, running your hands around it, you do find that this wall was recently painted. Within the last few... As you kind of look at the bookshelves around it, you notice the paint is different. It's the same shade, but it is fresher.
Hmm. This wall was recently painted. I don't know what significance that has, but I think if I break the wall down, nobody's going to argue with me about it.
Aye, go for it.
I mean,
I'll help you.
It could just be painted because he got blood on it.
Well,
Adam
I'm gonna
simply
break it down.
nods.
Alright, if you want to break it down, give me a strength check.
Still walks over. Goes to help.
You can
roll.
have advantage. Oh
Okay.
god, it dropped some dice.
I don't have a lot of strength, so let's just see how this goes.
Ooh.
Did not work out great.
You hit the wall, and you hurt your hands.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, can I come over here and I'm going to take my dagger and I'm going to try
my
and
hand
like
hurts.
scrape at the paint and see if there's like maybe something like under the paint, or at least see what this wall's made of. Scraping at it with my dagger.
Sure.
What do you want me to roll for that?
What would that be?
Scraping paint requires a roll.
You're right. You right. So, after Tori punches the wall, you kind of start scraping at it with your knife, and eventually, I assume the rest of you, Tori will assist, I assume, using your own weapons. So you
Yeah,
begin to
sure.
cut away and tear at the paint. And eventually you find the wall is kind of hollow, so you start hitting it because it does not have any noticeable mechanism, and eventually you carve your way inside. There's not much more beyond the wall, but there is like another small nook in here. The spider webs lining up against the walls. On the back corner, painted in red, is a large circle. Arcane in nature.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Are you trained in Arcana?
Nope.
A wizard might be.
But I'm gonna
Then you
roll it
probably
anyway.
you probably don't know shit about this sort of thing.
Give me disadvantage.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's probably dark in there, so yeah, disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a really bad job with this. Actually, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Lyle's determined that he thinks it's magic. Lyle's like, there's some magic thing here. And
From your history, you know this is likely some bad juju.
yeah. Lyle's like, oh, look, man, I'm not like super experienced when it comes to magic, but let's just say I've had my run-ins with, dark rituals and mages and stuff like this. Like, whatever this is, he says, like, waving his hand in the general direction of what's on the other side of the wall. This is, this tends to, accompany, not good things.
Corey
Yeah,
shrugs.
Trio
We
comes
did just
in.
fight a demon, so.
I'm gonna, like, step
Trio comes
aside
in.
at this
Out of
point.
my way, I'll take a look at it.
Lyle's
So we
turns
should
away.
leave.
Yeah, probably, but, well, I mean, the guy's dead, right? What's the worst that can happen?
Trill,
roll.
you are trained in Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With your training and, your schooling, you are familiar sort of with what kind of school of magic this arcane circle is made of. As you might suspect, you believe it to be conjuration. And one more connected with the lower plane, the underworld. It appears inert at the moment, though.
Seems like some kind of fiend summoning ritual.
Hmm.
Definitely not anything good.
I'm gonna go get the lighter from the van.
Nice. So we should burn it, right?
Summon that ghost.
So do we think he's got some friends on the way?
It doesn't seem active right now, so I don't think it's anything to worry about.
You think he was working on something nefarious here?
Probably.
Or do
I
you
mean,
think
there is a whole pit of dead bodies down below.
But it's
Can we,
sealed away. Did he maybe he's already used it? Do you think he's already used it?
Maybe he was planning to. He just needed to keep it open for longer.
Maybe this
Maybe
is where it came from.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That
Is it?
might be.
Can we
This might
destroy
have
it?
been what summoned him.
Lyle just like brings his hand to his chin and he thinks for a minute. He rubs his chin and then just shrugs his shoulders like, yeah, maybe.
I don't know
Maybe
enough
the maid
about.
summoned him.
Hey, that's something.
If he was summoned here, then that's a good question. Who summoned him?
And why
We
did
should
you
leave.
summon him?
I was like, you are such a scaredy cat for a bag of bolts.
Are you not scared?
Of course not. The old Lyle the Brave, they call me.
Mm. Though with that being said,
Stop fucking laughing.
maybe we want to have Eldon look at this
Yeah,
if he's willing.
He's a smart magic guy. He knows things. He probably
He might know more about it than me. Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, we should look for any valuable things and confiscate it as evidence. Speaking of which,
Well, I think we need to find a way out of here first. I don't know how that door's looking.
It looks pretty fucked up. That glaive hit really just fucked it. Kind of wrenched it downward, so it's kind of wrenched into itself.
I was like, we could probably open this thing.
I mean, it is still a wooden door, so it is a thick wooden door, mind you, but it is still a wooden door.
Lyle says, Oddball, we're leaving now, so can you open the door for us? Since you want to leave so bad. I know how much you like leaving.
I'll try.
I'll help.
Alright. Then one of you roll with advantage.
The last one didn't work, so we'll see.
I'll roll. I'll roll.
Okay.
Athletics with advantage.
No,
Where's
strength
that?
advantage.
Oh, strength advantage. Whoopsie. Yeah.
Where's that meme of Bender bending the wooden door open?
There we go.
Alright.
You can't bend wood. I know that. And you know
Otto.
that. But this door looks pretty stupid.
Both Otto and Adam look at each other, then kind of nod at each other, turn, look at the door, and kick into it,
Nice.
shattering it and sending the door splintering open.
Where was the
Yay.
sound effect for me flying?
I didn't think you would fly. I'm sorry. I can't plan for everything.
I'll make my own sound effects.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Adam just kind of looks ahead.
We'll get off that rope.
I think our maid friend's gone.
Good.
She
She was, well, I mean, she was a bit of a looker, but she was friends with old tall, dark, and terrifying.
I'm gonna.
Maybe she was a familiar or something.
As you look down the hall, you notice one of the doors is open.
No.
I'm gonna walk on down there. Peek my head
This
out.
door is open.
I'm gonna.
You know, what if she summoned him?
Well, I was like, what are the odds of that? As he continues walking down and is nervously plasters himself against the wall near the door as Tori approaches it.
Picture all of us walking down the hallway like Metopia.
You poke your head and look through the door that is open, and you see the maid sitting in a very fucked up chair in front of a broken table, just kind of sitting there, looking toward the wall.
Wow, whispers to Tori, that seems
That's creepy. That's
Almost
creepy.
motionless. Just sitting with her hands in her lap.
Don't like this.
I look back at everybody else and I shrug. So I'm gonna walk in. Hey, you.
She
alive?
slowly turns her head and looks at you with that same blank expression.
You alright?
I am fine.
You know he was a demon, right?
Yes, I am aware.
Do you need help?
She kind of just stares at you at that.
I'd like to do an insight check.
Yeah, me too.
Go for it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, you both roll the same, so you both notice the same thing. Alright, so as you kind of take in her expression and her mannerisms, there is, I mean, outside of even what you already noticed, there is something very clearly wrong with her. There's just a vacancy in her eyes. It's just, something is not there that's supposed to be.
Do I detect danger?
I mean, it's creepy as fuck, but you don't think so?
If
She doesn't seem
would've
threatening.
plunged at us.
Okay, well, I'm kind of
She's just
gauging
sitting there
whether
in
or
her
not-
chair, just kind of looking at you.
I'm trying to gauge whether or not I should stop anybody else from getting close. But if I don't sense immediate danger, then Lyle's just gonna continue staring from the doorway, thinking, "What the fuck?"
I'm gonna ask, is there anybody else here?
The master is upstairs.
The master?
Let's leave.
You mean that Oni wasn't the one controlling this place?
He was. But he was not the master. He took his place.
Lyle's like, "Wait, so Vondale Stoutdale is a real person?"
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh,
And he's
twist.
Lyle's like, if I go upstairs, am I gonna like what I find?"
She kind of looks at you, seems to think for a moment, and she just slowly blinks.
Damn.
I don't think so.
Are there any prisoners here? People stuck here against their will?
She turns and looks back at you, Tori. Same expression. Anyone he grabbed were put in the pit.
They did.
He
Is there
didn't
any,
keep it.
Well,
is
it's
there
just
any
kind of
other
like,
danger here? Are there any more Onis?
He was the only one.
are you an Oni?
No,
Oh. Good.
I was the maid.
Was?
How do we get upstairs?
The door is locked, and you will need a key.
Okay,
That
how do we
was,
get upstairs?
like, cool.
So we
She
don't
kind
have
of,
a key.
she slowly gets up from her chair and just kind of slowly walks, looking at Tori as though she's expecting her to stand aside a little bit.
Okay, not gonna step in the blood.
So she just walks around you very politely and just kind of gestures toward this door. This door leads upstairs. It leads to the master's bedroom, where he is. And
Where did the other doors lead?
I don't know what
this was the
fucking
dining. She kind of points at this room. This was the dining room. And then she kind of points to the other door. This led to the basement. It was the storage before he came.
Alright. Why don't you go take a seat and we will take care of this.
She kind of looks at you and just kind of nods. Very well. She kind of slowly makes her way past you. Then finds her seat again, just kind of sitting down.
Let's yeah, I don't think we can leave this alone. I think
Yeah.
it seems like Vondale summoned the Oni in anticipation of us.
pretty
Did-
weird.
Did she say was the maid?
She did.
Did I hear that correctly?
Lyle kind of looks over at the maid and he's like, yeah, there's, yeah.
Man, I wish I was a paladin right now. I'd be able to tell if she's a ghost or not.
I rolled insight on her. I didn't roll anything else on her.
Okay, Maji, I'm gonna try the gold key on this door.
Ah, so you pull out the gold key with the emblage of a flask of ale, and you stick it in the keyhole, and you turn it, and click, the door opens.
As they're doing that, can I do a quick perception check on this room?
Sure, go for it.
I want to see if there's anything that looks valuable.
20.
Nice.
Good job.
Well, there was a nice piece of glassware that is now shattered. Outside of that, it seems that this room was anything valuable in here was taken. Outside, on top of everything being just wrecked and tossed aside. Both the table and another chair are just overturned. The chair she's sitting on looks like it's barely standing. There was a cupboard here that has just been broken in half, and her bed is just kind of on the floor. You kind of surmise that this was her room.
Okay. Lyle's just, he's looking around the room and he's like, yeah, that's nice choice of decorum. We're gonna go if you want to just stay here.
Very well.
Cool.
Can I do a nature check on her?
Sure.
See if I detect anything weird about her. I mean,
Oh, that's
besides the
pretty
obvious.
good.
There's all kinds of weird
All
about
right.
her.
The 19 is pretty solid. So both you and Lyle notice there's something missing from her, and as you kind of take in like the feelings you get from her, it's more than just there's a hollow look in her eyes. She seems hollow.
I'm getting some not alive vibes.
Yeah,
You don't?
It's that, or she doesn't have a soul. I'm sorry, Maji, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, you're good.
Alright. Before we head upstairs, I want to just peek into these two rooms.
Okay, so in that room, the dining room, there's a broken table, some broken plates and glassware, and ruined food just sitting and rotting in the corner. There's bloodstains everywhere. It looks like it's been
seen better days.
kind of fucking just abandoned. There's cobwebs at the corners and all that. And then in the other room, You see piles of ash and not much else. You see scrapes along the floor going towards what looks like an iron gate, or an iron door.
I assume that leads downstairs.
Given the layout of the house, that seems likely.
Alright then. Well, I'll rejoin the party. And I'm gonna ask Otto. Otto, if you want to take UA and leave, now's your chance. Because I can't guarantee what'll happen if you try to go upstairs with us.
Otto's gonna look at you.
Hey. I'm sorry, Mom. My friends like to get into trouble.
It's alright. If you want to help them, I won't stop you. I'll just wait down here. I don't think the maid will...
Not with the weird girl.
I'll stay in the back then. I won't go up front. I'll let you all lead.
Well, I was like, he doesn't say anything, but he's visibly concerned.
Wei, Triel, and Lyle. As you open the door and look into the stairway heading upwards, it is very, very quiet.
Hey. Kind of take a step in. This is just a little empty desk over here.
Just a little side table.
Okay, not gonna be too worried about that for right now. I'm going to cautiously look at the steps, and kind of inspect for any kind of trap on them.
All right, give me an investigation.
Woohoo! That is an 8.
I don't think there's any traps.
Okay.
All right, so you head upstairs.
Fucking Dursley running up the stairs.
Well, you run up the stairs. The boards of the stairs creaking beneath you as you venture upward. You find a single door leading into another room, dead ahead of you. Inside, you kind of go for the door. It is locked.
Gold key?
Mm-hmm. You try the gold key. It fits in this door as well. And if you unlock the door, and you lightly push it open, I assume.
Are we supposed to see a new map?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
It's okay. The door creaks as it slowly swings open.
Oh.
Just kind of shifts and then kind of just flutters in place after being fully opened. Inside is a bedroom. A candelabra sitting at an end table beside a very large bed. The wax inside on the candelabra long since melted away, having been left lit and alone. So it's now just kind of melted onto the candelabra and the table beneath it. There's a desk on one side of the room, large, ornate, nice looking, covered in cobwebs. There are papers on it, some just strewn about, just tossed aside. A ink pot that is kind of turned over, with the ink kind of spilling onto some of the pages. A very nicely decorated bedroom with pictures. A picture of Vondale Stoutale standing regal, looking into the bedroom himself. There's a window looking outside of looking into the back of the room, kind of illuminating the rest of it. It is still the day, as I recall, so there's sunlight inside, but it is kind of put over the bed, kind of lighting the room. On the bed, on top of the covers, on top of the ornate pillows that kind of are starting to look old, is a body, a person, a Yord. His skin is wrinkled and dried. His clothes look old and untouched, as though he's been laying here for a very long time. And his face is stretched in a horrific expression, his eyes white in terror, as he looks up toward the ceiling, with his hands at his side, his skin dried to his bones.
How bad does this room smell?
Oh, it smells pretty fucking bad.
Okay. Wei kind of takes his cloak and pulls it up over his nose and kind of makes his way in, and observing the room. notices the dead body.
Yeah.
Kind of brushes that off to the side for now. Kind of expecting that. Was he writing anything on the papers where there's spilled ink?
There it is writing in some of these inks. There are some to the side that are more what you think are look like dry documents. But on the ones that are kind of spilled over with ink, there's enough there that you can read it. And there are a couple pages kind of laid up together. Loosely, looks like they've been begun to put together to form some sort of journal, a brief bit of paper. It's a diary.
Okay,
Or at
about...
least a journal of recent events. It speaks of how business has been doing poorly in the last couple months, that things are not going well, profit is not coming in, his buyers are not interested in his wares that he's getting from overseas, so he's becoming desperate for some method to put himself back on top. And then, a few entries later, going on about this against failed attempts to drum up interest in sales. Before long, you find an entry about him conversing with someone in his dreams, and how they spoke to him and told him of methods to become more persuasive and whatnot. At first, he had brushed off his dreams, but eventually he had become desperate enough that he attempted the things he was being told to do, and he had found success. He managed to find profit, he managed to get people to be more... He got to be able to make himself more persuasive, change people's minds, to bend them to his will to a degree. He began to find success with this, and he continued to follow this path, and the dreams kept coming, telling him more and more secrets, more and more techniques, magics that he had not thought possible that he was able to do. He began to find success. Though he had lost most of his servants, his one servant had remained, been very loyal, and she had stayed with him all this time. Until one day, near the last entry, is about how he has found that his compatriot is asking for something in exchange, now believing these things more than dreams. He was given instruction in his mind, and he was told that riches and glory awaited him if he would simply perform a ritual for him.
Oh.
All right. I think I can piece 2 and 2 together there.
Right.
Wei kind of sets the papers down and walks over to the bed with the body. And you said there's blankets on the bed that he's on top of?
Yes.
Wei starts to untuck the blankets and kind of wrap the body up in them.
Lyle is going to look around this room. He kind of expected the dead body, so he's not particularly shocked, but it's still kind of gross. And he's glad that Wei's covering up. But he's going to take a quick glance around, see if he notices anything valuable in here.
Go for it.
So I'm going to do immediate perception.
Alright. You do find a chest kind of nestled underneath the desk.
Lyle's just going to, very casually slink over to that. And then slowly crouch down and then start feeling at the chest. Try it, see if it opens.
You try at the chest, kind of feeling around. It is locked.
Lyle frowns and he sticks one hand into his pouch and he takes out a little leather case that he unfolds and reveals a set of lockpicks.
Am I seeing this, by the way, Majay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Lyle?
We'll kind of speak up. And, Lyle, before you go breaking something and maybe trigger a trap, he tosses him the gold key.
Lyle sees the key land next to him. He looks at it and he's like, man, you take some of the fun out of this.
That's why they call me Mr. Killjoy.
Lyle shrugs, and he, holding the lockpicks in one hand, with the other, picks up the key and shrugs, and then tries to plug it into the chest.
It fits.
Alright, he turns the key and, presumably pops open the lock.
Alright, hold on.
Mimic. Be a mimic.
You pop open the chest. Inside are a few things. First thing you see is a bag. A leather pouch. Which, if you want to pick that up and feel it, it does indeed have coin inside.
Lyle's gonna very, subtly reach into the chest, feel at that, and okay.
There's only a few coins in there, but they feel big.
Well,
Might want to look inside it, make sure they're not stone.
Lyle's gonna just, use 2 fingers to open the bag and take a little peek inside while it's still resting in the chest.
Inside this bag is 10 platinum.
Oh. Lyle's face lights up a little bit, but he doesn't say anything aloud, and he looks around. He watches out of the corner of his eye as Way's wrapping up the body, and he just kind of, whistles quietly to himself while he lifts up the bag and goes to stick it into his purse.
Aside from that, there are 2 other things. One is a sphere. Blue, with kind of rings inside, as though it'd been made with small bubbles kind of ringing around. It kind of glows lightly in the dark.
Lyle's gonna pick that up and hold it between his index finger and his thumb, and he's gonna lift it up over his head and close one eye and try and,
It kind of fits inside the palm of your hand. It's
not very big.
It's a decent size. It's not super tiny.
Yeah. Okay, well then, maybe holding it with a little bit more of his hand, but, he's holding it up and looking at it and, turning it around to examine it. He's like, this is a thing. He kind of mutters to himself as he examines it. This looks valuable. He doesn't really give much thought to what it is specifically.
There is also what looks like a dagger in a nice little sheath.
Lyle just he looks back down and he's like, huh. And, reaches in and picks up the dagger and, he sets down the mysterious orb back in the chest and, holds the dagger in his hands a moment, examining the hilt before drawing it from the sheath to look at the blade.
It is a almost perfectly polished blade. It is quite nice.
Check out the mirror finish on this, Lyle mutters. He says, looks like Papa's got himself a new stabbing implement. And
Wade kind of pauses from holding up the body as he hears that and looks over it. Let me take a look at it.
Lyle's kind of pulls it away and puts himself between the dagger and Way's like, hey, finders keepers.
I'm not gonna take it. I'm a soldier. I like weapons.
He hesitates for a moment and it's like, alright, well, and he just kind of, reluctantly hands it over to Way.
Alright. Well, you're going to have a look at it?
I am.
Alright. So as you take a look over this dagger is very fine, very nice. There's not a chip on it. It is almost untouched. It does not appear detrimental either, so it is not simply just a piece of decoration. It is a very fine blade.
Does this look more like a ceremonial blade or a?
Vaguely, there's a small inscriptions kind of written into it.
Are
see-
they like? Are they arcanic or is they something I can actually read?
They're not something you could read, so they're likely arcanic. Are you trained in Arcana?
That's a good question. Am I? No.
Well, you are a soldier, so you're familiar with magical weapons. So this is, you believe, magical, just from a glance, given the writing and given its polished sheen.
All right. Wei kind of looks it over, runs it along his hand just to kind of get an idea of it, and hands it back. You may want to have one of the magic adept people take a look at that. That definitely has some properties to it that I can't make out.
Lyle's like, yeah, have them trying to take my knife too. That's cool. He, like, mutters as he looks over the dagger, and he kind of examines the markings on it closer, but he doesn't really make any more sense of it than Wei.
There is one last thing inside the chest. Yes. A diamond-shaped yellow gem that glints with light.
And that catches Lyle's eye as he's,
It slightly glows.
fiddling with the dagger, and he looks back in the chest, and he's like, "Ooh, what's this?" And he leans over it.
What's this?
He reaches in to pick up the shiny thing.
It is quite shiny. It is a yellow gem in a diamond shape that is glowing lightly in your hand. A light yellow. There appears to be a small rock embedded inside the center of it. It's kind of floating in there.
Lyle's gonna kind of hold that between his fingers and hold it up over his head and squint, look at it real closely, and he's like, "There's something in there?" He's like, just kind of fumbling. He's checking it out, but not really, examining it beyond just admiring it. And he's like, this will probably fetch a pretty penny. Looks like our old Mr. Vondale over here is gonna pay us off for our job after all.
Okay.
He
What
says.
is the rest of you doing?
Yeah,
Well,
at this point, Lyle's holding the dagger in one hand, and he's kind of fiddling with the jewel. He's already put the orb back in the chest at this point.
Tori is gonna. She's kind of been looking around, watching Lyle and Wei exchange and look through the chests. She's gonna kind of like cock her eye at the or cock her eyebrow at the yellow gem before walking over to Lyle. Let me see that yellow gem real quick.
Lyle kind of gives her a sideways glance and smirks, and he seems just slightly hesitant to hand it over, but he passes it to Tori. He's like, "Knock yourself out, Toots."
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna take a look at it myself for a second before I take it over to UA. I want to have UA look at it. Let's see.
Have
do a
you look at
nature.
the orb too.
I'll do a nature roll on it.
Okay.
15.
15. There's something. This isn't just this is not a natural diamond. If that was not obvious by glowing lightly in the dark. And it appears elemental in nature. You're not sure exactly what it is. It's a gemstone.
I'm good with wind magic. Can I detect another kind of magic coming off of this?
There is definitely magic coming off of this. Elemental in nature. And you, given what your race is, you are. And in fact, Wei does not. No, Wei, Lyle does not. Trio and Gazelle would notice this. Gazelle most of all. There's a tinge of earth elemental magic coming from this.
Well, guess I'm just gonna bring it back around to the group. I'm not sure where UA is, but I'm just gonna.
She's with Otto, so she's with you.
Why don't you three, Triel, Gazelle, and UA, take a look at this and tell me what you think.
Yep.
Still takes a hold of it and just looks over it, kind of like holding it in his hand, up in his hands.
Gazelle, you can give me a nature or arcana check if you want to try to identify what the fuck this is.
Which one's better? Neither is better. Okay.
I just did nature, so maybe Arcana.
I guess I'll roll Arcana.
If it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. Just
Yeah.
whichever you prefer. Is a
That's not bad.
Damn.
You don't know exactly what this thing is, but you know it is. It is in. There's there's earth elemental magic inside of this thing.
Bite it.
Gazelle kind of looks at it, and then he just kind of puts it in his teeth and bites it a little bit.
Oh my god. Adam just kind of stares wide-eyed, like, what?
How hard are you biting it?
Not too hard, just like
Are you like trying to
Checking
you
the
trying to
hardness.
fucking eat that thing like a Goron eating a rock,
no,
or
just
you
testing the
you
hardness.
doing like
Okay.
you doing like a little hardness test like you would with a gold coin?
It is definitely a gemstone, so it is it is legitimate. It is gem. It is gem.
It is gem.
Tastes
Why
like
did you
gem.
bite it?
Why didn't you bite it?
Ha.
I don't think that's how that works. I'm not very magically inclined, but I don't think that's how that works.
Well, I was like, I don't know. You're not a great sorcerer. I'm not a great sorcerer.
It's got me there.
Well, I was like, you know
sure,
what?
Let me take a look at it.
So hands
Okay.
off the trio.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead, Triel.
What's the 24?
That was
Now
you.
you got a gazelle spit on you. Good job.
Oh.
You two are
All right, guys.
clueless.
Well,
Nobody
He
knows
You're
what
hands
this
it over
is.
to you and
You're
it's
kind
all
of-
truly.
Triel, I think you're probably distracted by the horrible body that has a horrifying expression on it that covered it. So you're kind of distracted, I guess.
Not to mention it's got slobber on it now. That's kind of gross.
There's also slobber on it. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, no, I hand it off back to Tori.
While those guys are fiddling with that jewel, Lyle's gonna be like, wait a second. And he's gonna go and pick up the orb again, and he's gonna look at it. And he's like, doesn't this thing look kind of familiar? Like, does this look like a thing to anybody?
What is it?
And he's gonna hold it up toward the rest of the group. I swear I've seen something like this before.
This orb is a perfect sphere with blue bubblish lines lining inside of it. It glows faintly in the dark.
Blue bubblish lines that go faintly in the dark.
Adam just
I
puts
should
a hand to the back of his neck and.
Is it the same shade of blue as Otto's energy beams?
Yeah, does it look like?
I was wondering,
Otto?
like, if it. I was kind of getting at maybe like it looks like the fake
core.
The fake
Yeah.
core, but Lyle's not smart enough to notice that.
I don't know.
Now
UA,
I'm
what do you think?
metagaming a little bit.
She looks at it, like she kind of walks over to Tori and looks at the gem, and then kind of looks like she has an epiphany. But then she looks over the the sphere that you have, like
Lyle's holding
that.
it.
Well, the core didn't look like that. The core was. That looks like it's kind of made of glass. The core was kind of like a metal ball with like interconnecting plates and whatnot. And there was like a lot of mechanics inside of it. It wasn't glass.
Lyle kind of brings the orb back to his face and looks at it closer. And he's like, "Huh,
Is it fake
It's
then?
it's definitely glowing.
This guy's got a lot of magical thingies.
Oh, I think I know what this gem is.
What is it?
I think.
Oh?
I think this is something. I think they store magic inside these gems, so they can cast some sort of spell from them.
What kind
It's-
of spell?
I was like, is it valuable?
I don't know exactly. I mean, it's magical,
Is it
without a
valuable?
doubt.
But is it
So
valuable?
is that. She kind of gestures through the globe. Like I imagine they probably sell for a good price.
Dibs.
How big is the
Dibs.
gem again?
The gem kind of fits between your fingers, like the size. It's kind of the size of your palm.
Magic stone.
I would just.
Yeah.
I'll just hold on to this until we get back to the problem.
Well, I was like, I said dibs, so I can hold on to it.
You know what? I'll respect dibs, and I'm gonna walk over and hand the gem back over to Lyle.
Well, yes.
She's like, "You did good killing the Oni today, so
I did do
I
good,
would-
didn't I?
yeah, you did all right." What
Anyway.
else is in that box?
Very
Though?
all right.
Anyway,
If you
with
don't
that,
mind, I would actually like to research those for a little bit. I'll give them right back. After I'm done.
Lyle's kind of holding, like, you know, he's kind of like, you know, hoarding all this treasure in his hands. He's got this dagger, he's got this glowy blue thing, he's got this glowy yellow thing, and he's just like, all right. And he just kind of, you know, hands off the glowy things to Triel. He's like, you and I, we got a good understanding. I think I can trust you.
Alright, I'll research these when we get back to the Silken Thorn, and I'll give them back to you with whatever I find.
Well, I was like, yeah, and he just kind of, you know, goes and he belts the little dagger to, you know, his belt using one of the, you know, little buckles on it to secure the scabbard in place on it as he stands up and steps away from the chest, which I assume is empty now.
You believe so?
I believe so.
I'd like to
And
take a look at that dagger as well.
well, I was like, alright, now you're getting a little grabby. But why don't we focus on finishing our business here and moving on? I think we've got a pretty good idea of what's happened here at this point, and he points over at Vondale's body, while not having read any of the journals that Wei had read, begins to draw his own conclusions, and says, well, Vondale here clearly had one too many midnight sessions with his maid and or other servants and passed away, which made it easy for old Mr. Oni to sneak on in here and plan an evil ritual and assume his identity.
Adam just blinks a couple times.
Which, honestly, if I was going to die, I would want it to be exactly like this. That's what I would look like. He points at the bed.
Yeah.
I mean,
far
there's
away
his
from
blankets
stairs.
over.
His blanket's
Like-
over him,
like-
but yeah.
Like a human piece of jerky?
Oh, yeah. Emphasis on the jerking.
Just
Right.
kind of lowers his brow, just shakes his head.
It seems more like he was getting contacted in his dreams, and he wanted to succeed a little bit more at life. And I think he gave into the temptations and contacted the demons that were talking to him.
And I was like, oh, well, we've all been there, right?
Demons ain't no joke.
Anyways, I'm thinking, it's about time to skedaddle.
Wei's kind of grabbing
I
the
think-
body. Who else? Is everyone up here?
I presume so.
Yeah, I think so at this point.
Who would I grab? Wade kind of gestures to Adam. You might help me with this one? As he kind of grabs one end of the body that's wrapped up.
Adam simply nods.
Lyle plugs his nose
Sure.
as the body's disturbed. Presumably,
You hear-
making things stinkier.
As you pick it up, it's pretty stiff. Rigor mortis has definitely set in. So, it's not pleasant. As you pick it up, and I presume you're heading downstairs.
Nah, we're just gonna throw him out the window.
Alright, go ahead. I mean, there's a window there. Go ahead.
Oh,
No.
the window's
Is that-
near the
is that what
ceiling,
we're
so
doing?
you're gonna have to huff that shit.
Yeet.
Okay, so is that what we're doing?
We're taking him downstairs. We're not throwing him out the window.
Okay.
Wait, what do
Aw,
you
man.
what do you plan on doing with the body?
Well,
Where
I was
you-
like, I
where
don't
you
need.
going with
I prefer not to ask those kind of questions.
I would rather just we leave now instead of we can just send a priest here anonymously. We don't have to do all this, do we?
He deserves to be laid to rest. He's been up there long enough.
But we could have a holy man do that. We don't need to do
Well, I was like,
this.
shh, let's just get out of here.
Oh yeah, but the job's over, so whatever. I'm just gonna follow the group out the door.
Okay. So you all head back downstairs?
Yes.
Does anyone want to out anything else? Does anyone else want to do anything in this room?
No?
Nope.
I'm good.
No?
Nope.
Lyle, pretty just well distracted by the loot that he's already.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. You left the globe in the crate?
No, I handed the globe and the jewel to Triel.
Okay.
I kept the dagger though.
And you kept the platinum.
Shh. Nobody knows about that one.
Yeah, I wanted to get closer to Lyle. That's when I rolled my perception to be like, hey, your coin sack sounds a little heavier there, pal. You find something extra, but I rolled so low, I figured, no, there's no way.
Everything is just kind of distracting. So, you venture back downstairs, taking the body with you. As you kind of enter back into the hallway, the maid is still just sitting there, staring at the wall.
Adam just kind of frowns.
Just kind of.
Is there anything we can do for her?
Once we get this body put away, I'm gonna see if we can get her over to a church. She needs some kind of help.
Lyle's like, I could think of some things that might help her, but
We could take her back to the Silken Thorn.
No,
Why not?
because we're not bringing her to a fucking brothel, dumbass.
I think that was you that said that.
That was you, yes. That was an actual.
That's what I said to you. I was just like, we're not taking her to a damn brothel. What the fuck?
I mean, it's more
I
than
think
just.
leave her here.
That's a fucking mood killer in a bro.
Look, she's adorable, right? But she clearly needs help, and singing whores and drunk people. Not the
Look,
kind
the
of
brothel.
help
It's
she
not just a
needs.
brothel. You're being disrespectful.
It's the brothel is
Lyle's like,
basically.
Lyle's
all
like,
the-
I've gotten to know some of those women, and let me tell you, it's a brothel.
Adam just sighs, but
See,
then
there
looks,
you go, testimonial.
but then looks to you. Do you think there's someone there that can actually help? with
Absolutely.
this?
I was a doctor there. We have another doctor there. There's other people there. It's not just the brothel.
Lyle
Or the
interjects.
inn.
Does the brothel have a holy man working there?
Lyle interjects.
Yes,
and
we
says,
have a priest there.
Excuse me.
You have a priest at
But-
the brothel?
Yes,
Okay.
we have someone who runs a shrine who
In
blesses
defense
people.
of Miss
What?
Yue, I know.
Anyways.
I happen to know for a fact, Lyle says very confidently, that some men really do appreciate the whole emotionless thing.
I don't like
That's-
you.
That's
I'm
not
glad this
like.
job
Fuck.
is over, so I can get away from this.
Adam just shakes his head, but then kind of looks over at Yue and just nods in understanding about the whole priest thing.
Look, I got this. And Lyle's just going to march over to old Maid here. And
She turns and looks at you.
I'd like to roll persuasion as I say,
Oh God.
young miss, I see that you are without a master to tend to, and as a maid, that is quite that's tragic. That's tragic. So, in the interest of finding you other gentlemen to serve, why don't you come with us?
Because I'll just smacks his forehead.
Adam just sighs.
That was not a very good argument.
No, it wasn't.
Nope. She just kind of stares at you.
That was a natural fucking one.
She doesn't respond, but she doesn't get up. She just stares.
Otto's gonna
Lyle,
walk up
Lyle turns around and
behind
says,
Lyle.
I don't think she's into it.
Come with us.
She isn't.
She looks at Otto. Why?
Because there's no one here anymore. Hurry up!
Oh,
Give me a
Did you say
persuasion.
hurry? Did you say
Just
hurry?
fair.
Up?
Yeah, he says,
Yeah.
hurry up.
Persuasion check.
Fine. Oh, wait. I don't know where it is.
It's in skills.
It's under skills.
It's in the P.
Up
It's
to the
alphabetical.
There we go.
wow, shit.
You gotta turn off your advantage, hon.
Oh. I'll do that. Hold on.
I'll give her the 21.
I think the 16 should be pretty good, too, anyway. It's a lot better than Lyle.
That's better, though.
That's middle of the
It's
road.
still
Middle
good.
road.
We'll average it. That's cool, I guess.
She kind of looks at you and just kind of stares before getting up and just kind of stepping up next to you. Very well. Staring at you, Otto, ignoring Lyle.
Lyle's just standing there and he just shrugs his shoulders as she walks past him.
Let's go!
Are you all
Walk
leaving?
versus-
Yeah, Tori's gonna walk over and open up the door, take a breath of fresh air, and be like, ugh, this whole thing was a disaster.
A nice burst of fresh air outside of the very pungent smell of scented candles.
Yeah, the,
Is it so, yeah, we're in the minty
overwhelming
part.
pungent smell of scented candles, and then also bloody, rotten meat.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Our way in,
Yeah, I think Way and Adam are gonna go
are they still carrying the body outside
deal
with
with
us?
with this somehow, I guess.
Okay.
Before we really do that, I want to look outside and make sure there aren't any guards, like, patrolling. Before they walk
I mean,
out
there are
carrying
guards
dead body.
around, but not anyone
you see
nearby.
any-
No one's paying.
You see anybody with a knife in the front yard?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Eldon's just out there fucking chilling in the woods.
Oh man, all this grassland.
Fucking love grass. Fuck. Shit.
just rolling around in the grass over there.
Oh yeah.
Losing his mind. He's like a dog that's just playing around.
That's a lot of green.
Hell yeah.
Go touch grass.
Okay. Well, I assume we have successfully made it to the front yard.
You have successfully made it to the outside of this building.
Yay, not dead.
Hooray!
Woo!
Which, to reiterate, I believe was right here.
Tori gets kind of like shouty. She's like, okay, now quit, get that body into the ground immediately. Don't fuck around.
You don't really
Adam.
care about the dead, do you?
No, I mean, I just don't want to be seen walking around town with a fucking corpse.
Fair.
It's pretty clear
Wait.
we didn't do it.
Well, I was like, I'm gonna be with Birdie on this one. Why don't we, respectfully
Let's-
get that fucking body in the ground ASAP?
Adam simply kind of nods, like, well, I fully understand what you're trying to do here, Way, but yes, this may be a little awkward around here, around these parts. At least
all due
without the
respect,
proper
all due
authorities.
respect. Please take care of
But
this.
let's do this.
All right, Majay, what do we got around the house?
Well, you've got streets and other houses.
Do we have a yard?
You are in a
Dirt?
town. You are in a city. There's dirt. It is not like it's gravel. It's a gravel road.
There's so much green on this fucking map. None of it's grass.
I mean, there's grass. There's not like there's patches in here and there. There's a
Fine.
tree over here next
Let's
to the building.
This guy
Find
has a
one.
manor and he doesn't have like a flower bed or something around here.
Yeah,
No,
like
it's pretty cheap.
is there like a tree right here in it?
Yeah, there's a tree and there's next to this big ass house.
We'll bury him
cool.
under the
Let's-
fucking tree.
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful. And Wild's like, all right, or Wild says, okay, guys.
So you're okay. So let me understand what you're doing here. So you're going to go over to this tree here. You're going to start digging up a bit of ground and put this body inside.
That's the plan.
That's usually, yeah. How the burying the
Seems
body
like it.
works.
Okay. Let me just think here. Are you trying to hide this, or are you just doing it?
I mean, we're behind a tree behind the road, so like,
I mean,
You
On
have to
a-
get there.
Do we have a fence?
well, we even have to get there. Like, isn't that the house right there?
yeah, it's not you.
Oh.
No, you guys are right here. It's right across
Yeah,
there.
no.
So it's right there.
Wait, we're
So
burying
it's
in the
there.
neighbor's fucking front yard?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, see, I thought we were in like the big house, like this one right here.
No,
Oh
no, no.
my god.
We do not have a very large house.
Wait, buddy, I'm not sure about this
We
anymore.
should have just fucking tucked his body under the rug inside the hallway.
Well, I was
Fuck.
like, you know what? I've heard of burial at sea. We could throw
So-
him in the bay.
We are not taking this to the port.
Not after last
Yeah,
time
that-
Well, I
we
was like,
saw
well,
that.
I'm not. But
Wait, I think we may want to let the proper authorities handle this. We can pay our respects later.
You may be right.
I will say it's also the middle of the day, so it's not nighttime. You're in the middle of the day. There are people walking around.
Yeah. Why don't we get him back inside and we'll make a tip to the guards later.
well, I was like, I could probably disguise Way and the corpse as a hunchback or something. I bet I could pull that off. I like a challenge.
Oh my god.
Let's not.
Oh my god.
I have a disguise kit.
Poor
I
Maj.
think I
Can we like tie this body to like Way's back and like throw a blanket over it?
Oh my
I do
God.
have some rope still.
Jesus Christ.
Way, what would you like?
We are not going to Little Miss Sunshine.
Way, what would you like to do?
We could tie him to my staff.
I didn't hear what you said, Majay.
What would you like to do, Way?
Well, shoot, I didn't realize that there was no yard. I thought we had a yard.
Yeah, he didn't really have a yard.
I'm surprised he didn't have a yard. He had like a fucking manor,
Yeah,
but
me
he
too.
didn't even have like,
It was a
you know.
house.
It was a house more than a manor.
Oh,
He said that multiple
It
times.
is a pretty big house. It's 2 stories.
It's a pretty big house,
and a big
He's-
for
basement.
sure.
I thought he was Lord Vondale. Like the Lord only has like a fucking
This
house.
dude has paintings
Yeah,
of himself as
apparently.
a king.
Damn.
He was
The
also
absolute
desperate enough.
state
He was
of-
also desperate enough to
of
summon an
Alteraam.
Oni. So
It's called He's Full of Shit.
right.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna
Val can respect that.
leave the body by the door, because, like, there's really no good place to put it here.
Put it inside. Put it inside.
Yeah, we're taking him back. I think we,
We
should
don't
take him
need
back.
to have people flip the fuck out.
You lay him inside the house near the door, but so he's rested inside the blanket, so he's still wrapped up. So anyone who enters will quickly find him, so he won't be hidden. So there you go.
Tori's gonna stop and be like, "Alright, I am going to apologize for being a bitch for these last 5 minutes or so, but I don't like to hang around in dead people's houses when there's no reason to. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody or insulted them. Now,
I mean, I still kind of want to burn the house down.
No.
you can come back and do that on your own time. I would like to just go back to the Silken Thorn and make our next move from there.
The maid speaks up. Would you like me to set the house on fire?
Well, I was like, no, it's okay.
We can take care of it later. It's fine.
Mysteriously pulls out a torch just out of nowhere.
I was
Do
like,
you have...
wait, where did you get that?
What?
Lyle's like, let me have that. And Lyle's gonna.
She hands it off to you. She
Lyle's,
doesn't ask.
Lyle's just takes the torch and he's like, and he's gonna put it in his inventory.
Okay. By the way, Miss Maid, do you have a name?
Let us. Chen
Jen.
Chica. Chen Chica.
Chin Chica. Can I get a spelling on
You
that?
better
real
print
quick?
that shit. Because I'm just thinking of Jen, and I'm just like thinking like Vile's gonna fucking trash this kid. Chen, okay.
Chen Chica. Okay, Chen.
I mean, she has about as much as emotion as Jen does.
So we're going to take you to people. They can help you, okay?
Very well.
All right then. Let's get out of here then.
Adam nods.
Please.
Okay. So, you all head back to the Silken Thorn immediately, I presume?
I hope so.
Hey, Majay, as we're walking back, can I check the pulse of the maid?
Sure. She doesn't really stop you. She looks at you as you do so. As you check for her pulse, she does have a pulse.
Well,
Okay. There goes one theory out the door.
She's
I
not
was a little worried she was an undead.
I was just gonna look.
At the maid. What are you?
I am the maid.
Yeah, but what are you?
I am. What do you mean by your
Are
question?
you human?
Yes.
Okay.
She kind of stares at you.
Do you have any family, Chen?
Not in the city, no.
Where are you from?
I'm from a village to the north, over the mountains. I came here for work.
How long have you been here? And
4 years.
Working under Vondale.
For 2 years.
Still kind of glances over. So what did that Oni do to you?
She kind of just seems to stare as, like, her eyes kind of start going wide. She kind of just, her mouth opens, but she doesn't say anything. And the first bit of emotion you see in her face is kind of, she looks, disturbed.
I think you broke her.
She kind of puts a hand on her chest.
Tori puts a hand
You know
on
what?
her shoulder and says,
Don't worry about
"Yeah,
it.
don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to talk about it if you're not ready."
yeah, Lyle's kind of has a bit of a knowing expression, but doesn't say anything. But you know, he looks a little, you know, upset.
Adam simply frowns.
Okay.
Come on, girlie, let's get you to the.
Damn, I wish I was a paladin. There's so many things a paladin can do in this situation.
Well, you're not, so suck it.
Womp womp.
Well, we did need somebody like a cleric or a paladin, but nobody wanted to be one. So suck it.
You're fine. Which
Okay.
you're belly
Nobody's died
naked.
yet. It's fine.
Maybe you could, become part paladin later. I don't know how your class works.
I bet you Gazelle's secretly a paladin.
Damn, what's up, babe? I forgot what Zaphon looked like. It's been a while.
That's her, yep. Well, I was terrified of her.
As you should be.
You know
We're back.
You know she's OP. She's gonna get him.
Alright. So, as you all return to the Silken Thorn, the doors are still closed. You kind of have to knock to have them let you
Where's
in.
UA?
And they do so. What? Oh, right. I don't have her token right here.
She got kidnapped.
We fucking
She
lost her.
got kidnapped again.
No.
Another quest to rescue her. Congratulations. Here you go.
Oh, there she is.
Our party
She's
continues to
still
grow.
alive. All right. You enter the Silken Thorn. It's still quiet. The business has not been open for the day. It's still closed. But the girls are just kind of working around, doing the chores and making food, cooking, eating, chatting, having a nice time. Zayphone is kind of just sitting at a table, kind of sipping a drink, smoking her pipe. She kind of looks up. She kind of gives you a nod and a wave and kind of looks at the maid with a raised eyebrow. Gestures to you to come over. It's like, oh, so how'd it go?
Lyle's gonna make
great.
finger guns at the
He's
heroes.
all just kind of groans.
Eldon spots you and grabs his own drink and kind of makes his way to the table as well, taking a seat.
Lyle, you would not believe the day we've had.
Oh yeah? Really?
Yeah, it turns out our buddy, Mr. Daniel Stoutdale, had been replaced by a demon. So that was a thing.
Eldon, who had been drinking his drink, spits out his drink. He was a what?
An Oni, to be precise.
Yeah, I think Tori called him an Oni.
He was an Oni. He was a very tall demon who could summon weapons from nothing and also turn invisible.
And fly, Lyle says. Don't forget that part. That was
We
the
were
part.
very lucky.
That was the part I hated the most, probably.
Oh my god.
Why was that the thing you hated the most?
Somehow we got away. We slayed him, but we could have easily
You're welcome.
just. And we found this woman too, and brought her here with us because.
I figured you could use some company. You look lonely.
She needs a priest.
Zayphone kind of looks her over, is like, kind of looks concerned, like, what's wrong with her?
Try talking to her.
Don't know.
What's wrong with you, lass? She kind of looks like, I am empty. She kind of just stares and blinks. But she looks at all. Zayphone looks at you like, what does that mean?
I think it stole her heart or something. Wow, shrugs.
I think it took her soul.
Eldon kind of let me take a look. Is he kind of gently kind of looks at her eyes, kind of puts his hand on her chin, kind of turns her head, and she just doesn't resist. Like, and then he seems to be he like kind of mutters to himself. He casts his spells, like kind of dances around his hand as he kind of looks at her. Like, yes, that's exactly what he did. She's hollowed.
Huh. Is there any way to help her?
Save getting back her soul, which, if he took it, I don't assume he kept it for prosperity. He likely ate it.
Damn.
Well, so it's part of him now.
He's dead now.
Well,
we have a horn, don't we? Can we? I don't know. I'm going out on a limb here. I don't know much about these Onis and their soul-eating habits, but if there's anything we can do,
that would be. Once a demon such as that consumes a soul, it's not. It's
gone.
It's not as though you can take. Right. Gone is not exactly right, but effectively it is. It's a part of him now.
Adam just kind of tilts his head.
He would.
Can souls be contained in something when removed, or?
Yes, they can. Absolutely. It is entirely possible to contain a soul, but given the nature of demons, they rarely have reason to do so save their own sick pleasure. Which he may have done so, but...
He definitely seemed like the type to get a rise out of our plight.
Well, did you find anything that seemed like it might contain a soul?
We found some glowy things.
Yeah.
Adam just kind of looks over the trail.
Hold up the orb. There's this.
May I see that?
Hand it over.
Well, like, hey, that's mine. Don't careful.
Eldon kind of takes a look at this and kind of examines it and he kind of spins in his hand for a second. Like, I know what this is. Unfortunately, this This does not contain a soul. It is magical in nature, of course, but
What
it's
is-
a more
What is it?
well.
What is it? What is
It's
it?
a useful item for adventurers to have, so you all should hang on to it. I believe they call this a drift globe.
Drift globe. What's
What?
What is that?
Lyle's like, man.
Adam just kind of shrugs his shoulders and just kind of looks over
Do I
at
know what that
Chen.
is? Can I
Apologize.
roll for
I was
that?
about to ask Maj if I knew being a soldier, if I've heard of it.
Lyle and Wei, you both have heard of something like this. The term has come up before. A drift globe is a sphere that can cast light or daylight through itself, so it effectively becomes a hovering ball of light. So you can use it to move around and give you light as you traverse dark areas.
It's a magical torch.
Basically,
Because none of us have dark vision.
None of you have dark vision.
a chunk of the party does not have dark vision, thus it is useful.
Well,
Lyle doesn't
And he
really
hands it
comment
back to
on it
you,
beyond
Lyle.
that. He
Well, you hands it back to
yeah,
Trio.
Yeah, let him hand it to Trio. It's fine. Lyle, once he heard what it was, then he didn't comment on it beyond implying that he knew what it was after hearing the name.
Did you discover anything else that might contain a soul?
there's the yellow earth crystal.
I was like, well, we found another shiny thing.
Yeah. I'll hand him the yellow crystal as well.
He kind of takes a look at it as well. He mutters another spell as he casts another spell, which is Identify, so he knows exactly what it is. It is an elemental gem of the earth variety. If you were to,
Wow.
he
Tell
kind of
us
holds
something we didn't know.
if you were to shatter this, it would summon an earth elemental. And he puts it back in your hand.
Oh, so
we
like
can
our
have friends?
Well,
Mm.
earth elementals are.
Yeah, Lyle's like, yeah, Zhifeng had something like that. It was red though, and it was angry.
Provided that you don't anger it, they don't particularly like being summoned and forced into our realm against their will, but if you do not... It's possible that you could cooperate with it, and it might not try to kill you. But it's a useful thing nonetheless.
I was like, I try not to make pacts with magical creatures if I can help it. Hasn't exactly worked out great in the past.
In any
So
case,
Trio hands
for
them
the-
off to Lyle. You wanted these back, right?
Yep, I'm
immediate-
good, thank you.
upon summoning it, it will not immediately... It will be friendly to you, but if you and the spell that this gemstone casts were to be broken through your lack of concentration, it would no longer just be friendly to you. That, however, does not mean that it is necessarily aggressive towards you, but it is no longer inclined to not try to kill you. Does that make sense?
Well, that's very important information. Thank you, friend.
Well, of course. I don't want you to summon this earth elemental, have you lose your control over it, and then it crushes your skull.
That would be very unfortunate.
Wouldn't it?
He just kind of like shoves Trail's hands back. He's like, "You hold on to those, thank you. This is magical person."
All right then.
Yeah, the
Sounds
one
like
that
a
drew
fun
fire
time
on you.
to be honest.
Really, you're gonna give it to the person who stabbed both of us in the back?
I haven't done that recently.
And then Lyle's like, "Speaking of stabbing," and then
Yes.
he brushes aside his cape and draws the shiny dagger from his belt, and he.
Am I identifying all the loot you found?
If you
He
would
kinda
be so
starts-
kind, my friend, he says gently,
He ch-
holding the dagger, with the hilt rested across one open palm and the blade rested against the other as he held it up to Eldon.
He takes it and kind of looks it over, flipping it in his fingers. It's like, and then he casts Identify. It's like, oh, well, this is a much more simple enchantment, but it is nonetheless a good one. He kind of hands it back to you. It is, well, it is a fine dagger enchanted with some magic to increase its durability and strength. It's not something that's going to break easily. In other words, in more game terms, this is a +1 dagger.
Nice.
So I stab slightly harder.
You stab slightly harder and it is magical, which is an important thing to remember.
It does magic too.
Well, no, but
No.
some things will
require magic to damage.
Yes, something exactly.
Duly noted. So, all right. So Lyle's gonna be like, okay, so it's got a little enchantment to give it a little bit more bite. I've heard of this. This is this is cool. Oh man, Lyle's kind of like admiring it. He's like, I could sell you, but. And he's kind of like, he's contemplating, he's kind of silently, mulling over the pros and cons of holding on to it versus selling it.
In any case, though. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You'd better hold on to that. I won't always be around to save you.
Lyle's like, don't worry, old Lyle can take care of himself. Besides, I dare say our business together is concluded now that the wonderful Miss Yue here has been returned safely, and our benefactor, Mr. Stoutdale, has been
he's
well,
close.
He's passed on.
I'll say our business with him is concluded. I've received adequate payment for both jobs.
Eldon speaks up. In terms of this young lady she just is made, if her soul is gone, that does not necessarily mean she is hopeless. It simply means that she is, well, the soul's a complicated thing. Who's to say that she could not continue on from here? It would just simply be a process. So...
I was gonna ask, it would leave a bad taste in my mouth after all the effort Way and Adam went to help lay to rest the dead there. I don't really have anything else going on for the time being. If there's a way to help her, let me know, because...
Well, this is a more long-term... There's always... If there is the possibility of finding the thing that might contain her soul, if that such a thing exists, that would be one way. Though how to find that would be difficult, not knowing what he would put it in, or if he kept it on his person, or if he did not eat it himself. Who's to say? The other, more long-term solution would be to simply, well, raise up anyone how you would raise up anyone else. Give her time, compassion. That spark will come back, as I have learned from our studies.
Lyle kind of tilts his head toward Zaphon and says, well, that sounds right up your alley, don't it?
She kind of nods, kind of smiles. It's like, if she needs a place to stay and a family to call her own, she's more than welcome to stay with us.
Ain't that sweet? Lyle says as
we'll
he
take good care of her.
Puts the dagger back on his belt.
Adam just kind of bows slightly and thanks Zaphon.
She kind of waves her hands like, I do this all the time. We welcome a lot of people into our little community.
Tori kind of shrugs. I will look out for whatever I hear. Take any job that might lead to finding out more about where her soul's gone, if it's still out there. It's a long shot, and I do think the demon may have eaten it, but...
Lyle just kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, well, I mean, this demon was posing as Mr. Stoutdale until he tried to eat us, and Bondale Stoutdale dealt in various expensive curios. Could it be that he sold it to somebody? Maybe... We should have looked for a list of clients when we were at his place.
I mean, I kind of rummaged through a lot of his paperwork. He didn't exactly have a list of clients, just that he ran a business.
Eldon kind of shrugs shoulders. Christian. It's not impossible, though I don't know how inclined a demon is to take notes of such things. So it is possible. He might have sold it, or given to someone else more curious about it.
Well, some research into Mr. Stockdale and what his businesses were might lead us to his last client.
Well, as I come to think of it, I don't think we ever figured out where exactly he does business. I mean, we came upon him from, well, I mean, I found a flyer, and it told me to go to a bar, and, I mean, I'm no, stranger to doing business out of, a shady booth in a bar, but, this guy seems like he probably had a more legitimate business front, or at least a more, should I say, something nicer than a bar. We'll put it that way. I mean, like, you have high-profile clients buying high-profile things. You don't want to do, like, a shady backroom deal. You want to have, like, something like a shady auction house or a giant casino or something.
I mean, I doubt that he was involved with the Silver Hand Syndicate. There's a lot about this town we haven't seen yet, so...
Eldon speaks up. That reminds me, did you not say that he hired you to get the orb? The core?
That does actually remind me. What would a demon want with that?
Well, Eldon kind of strokes his chin as he kind of chews his lips a little bit. It's not the core necessarily that he wanted, it was what powers it.
Well, what is that?
He looks over at Otto.
Do you recall what we just spoke about, how containing a soul in something is a possibility?
Are you telling me
Oh,
that the
no
core
way.
contains a soul?
Are you saying these cores are
Yes.
powered by orphans?
I don't think that's quite what he was saying, but
I don't know exactly where the soul came from.
Wow, looks back over
I
at Otto
simply
again.
know
Just raises
that-
an eyebrow.
that we
Otto stares
believe
back at
that
Lyle.
the older cores were used souls as the power source. We would have to examine Otto further in his core to know if that is indeed the case, but the cores we have suspected indeed do appear to have some souls inside.
Wells kind of
Huh.
looks over at Otto and says, "Hey, do you hear any, like, screaming voices of the damned in you? Or anything like that?"
No.
He shrugs his shoulders again.
Gazelle kind of looks at Otto. Well, that explains your big personality.
Adam chuckles a bit. Yeah, that very possibly could. Maybe. Spirits are interesting things.
Souls
Otto
are
pats his
powerful.
chest.
What's a spirit?
A ghost.
Ghosts aren't real. Wow,
I'm a
interject.
ghost.
Yeah.
No.
I don't.
Not quite.
No, I wouldn't call Otto a ghost.
It's like a ghost.
It's fine.
But they're
We're
real.
all ghosts. We're just normally wearing meat suits. He just has an iron suit.
Oh jeez.
What?
But no, don't pay any mind to Lyle. Spirits are definitely real, and they exist in this plane for many reasons. Where I come from, the spirits of our ancestors help guide our path.
Lyle just smirks and he kind of does like he does a cuckoo motion with his finger to his side of his head as he looks over at the others as Adam's talking.
Eldon kind of shook his head. As far as how much the soul inside his core influences Otto, I could not say. It could be that it simply powers his heart and he is, well, his own person, or elements of the soul could influence who he is. I don't know. It could be either, it could be neither.
Riveting.
If I have a soul, am I alive?
Eldon nods. Like, of course you're alive.
It would seem that way to me, yes.
I mean, clearly you don't need a soul to be alive. Just look at this girl.
I was like, yeah, it's actually kind of complicated, huh?
Adam just kind of winced a little bit, but
Maid doesn't react. Doesn't. Just kind of stares.
I'm guessing that the church or a holy man couldn't do anything for Chen here either. Just, need to find that soul.
Zaphon, well, we've got a priest here. She'll help her. I'll have her stay with her for a while. She'll help her out and kind of help her find something in herself, I guess. She's more attuned to that sort of thing than I am, I imagine you can figure that.
Speaking of priests and proper respect of the dead, that demon, there were quite a few corpses in that building. I think we may need to let someone know so that they can be properly taken care of.
Quite
We left the
so many.
we left their
On a-
body. The body
On
of
a
Van
scale
Felt there.
of 1 to 10, how bad would you rate that?
13.
100. Absolutely 100.
25.
That place is hell.
Lyle's like, you can
Oh.
see some of it right here, and he like points at the smudges on Way's knees.
Oh, fun.
That was some people right there.
Allow me to put out the word. I think you all should lay low for at least another day, for the rest of the day, just so.
Yeah.
Given the recent arsons that have happened, might want to keep on the down low.
Well, I was like, I am all for spending a night here with some, shall I say, favorable company and a meal. But after that, I'll be honest, little scared of you. Ready
Which
to
one of
move
us?
on. All of
Scared
you.
of who?
Mostly her. He motions towards Zaphon. No, not well. Maybe a little. I'm a little concerned where the laser beams came from.
Zaphon
just-
takes his.
My hand.
Yeah, that's
Zaphon smokes her pipe and kind of blows out some smoke. Little fear does good. Keep that fear.
Gazelle
Wow.
shrugs. I just want a shower.
I was like, yeah, I think you could use one.
I didn't want to say anything.
We probably all could after these misadventures.
Yes, I'm not going
Got
to
blood
lie.
on me.
You all smell pretty awful.
Yeah, my nose doesn't work right now.
Wait till you see where we came from.
I can't smell.
Well, hopefully I won't have to look at it. I'll inform the guards anonymously.
There you go. Finally, some sense.
Fair enough.
They'll handle it.
Well, with that done, I think I'm going to go cleanse, and then with this money I have now, I think I'm going to go shopping.
Eldon kind of speaks up and clears his throat. Well, actually, I think I need to make my leave and return to my duties.
Well,
Given the nature of my mission and where my target lies now, and I don't really feel right attempting to take it or force him to come with me. He just Otto. I'll simply go and inform them that I found the core, but I could not retrieve it.
Miles says, "What? But you're part of the crew."
Well, I have other responsibilities, though.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, of course.
Miles is kind of like,
Yes, like serving the people.
serving the
Did you
people.
Did you not listen to him the first time?
I thought you were gonna ditch anyway, Lyle, so what's the matter to you?
Well, I mean, you should at least stay for the celebration.
Well,
Celebration.
There's a celebration.
Of course, we're gonna celebrate.
I
Women, booze, hamburgers.
I'm flattered, but at the same time, there's a bit of a mess going around, and I don't want to be here when the storm comes, if it does.
I see how it is. We
So-
do all the heavy lifting, and then Eldon ditches before we all suffer the
I mean,
consequences. Is
I
that
did
it?
set a manor on fire. I'm kind of
Guilty
if
as
they find
hell.
yeah, I am guilty of hell of that. In any case, that being said, yes, Otto.
Friends don't stay together.
Well, they do, but sometimes they have to go about and do their own things. They're still friends.
Oh,
Adam simply nods in understanding. Yes. Sometimes we have to go on our own journeys.
That being said, Otto, and you as well, I extend this offer to you. Should you find yourselves needing to head to the northwest, come to. He kind of. Hold on. He kind of reaches into his pack, and gets a map. Let's go over here for a second, guys.
Shit, the world map.
World map. So he kind of traces his. Don't mind the giant mechs. He
There's Andoran.
He traces his finger from Andoran and kind of points to up here. We have a sanctuary here.
What the fuck is going on over there? I need to know.
It's called I really want to play Lancer, and I was testing it out on Roll20. That's what that means.
They had a really big earth crystal.
Hold on, I need to move the map.
Those are the proper Warforged motherfuckers.
Where's
Where did you
this
play?
X?
So, up to the northwest, past the tree line, near the mountains, above Lake Yandao, right
Up
there.
here.
Yes. We have a sanctuary up here for the Order of the Last Tower. We do research there, but we also provide haven and teach potential recruits. If you find yourselves up there or need sanctuary, we can provide it, and we're happy to give it.
Maje,
So-
I'm gonna draw on the map.
Go for it. As long as you don't draw a dick. Yes. Right there.
Thank you.
Otto's just gonna look at UA.
Well, Yue kind of looks at Otto and then looks back to Odin. It's like, well, hopefully things will quiet down and we'll be able to return to our home, but I thank you for the offer. We'll keep it in mind. And if Otto ever wants to learn more about, well, he kind of she gestures to you. It's like, well, what makes you, Otto? If you ever want to go there, we'll go there together, of course. Anytime. Then Odin's like nods, like, yes, you are both welcome. Well, all of you are welcome if you so desire. Just come by, let him know that I gave you permission and told you where to come, and we'll welcome you with open arms.
It's always nice to have friends in different places. Thank you, Alden.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
I was like, you've been a real lifesaver, buddy.
Well, I would go
couldn't
so
have
far
done
as
it
to say that.
without you. Well,
That is true.
And of course, if you're an Andoran again, you know where to find us.
Well, provided you all haven't gone your own ways.
Just watch out for dragons out
you know
there.
where to find her, and he motions towards Zaphon.
What was that?
You know where to find her, and Lyle motions towards Zaphon.
Like, well, of course. It's like he looks at her and she kind of looks at him and just kind of shrugs.
She's part of the crew now, too.
She winks.
She looks at Lyle like, well, since when was this decided?
My friends.
You're a friend of UA, we're a friend of UA, everybody's friends of UA.
I won't deny that we all like UA.
See?
I will
We're bestest buddies.
I will tolerate you so long as you are not doing anything that I do not care for. Let's put it that way.
Hey, no promises.
and as long as you pay.
Okay.
Well, Tori kind of steps up now. She's like, well, I think that before we get any more uncomfortably chummy with each other, I'm gonna go do something about this smell, so I'm
Alright.
gonna excuse myself
Yeah,
now.
go
Thank
scrub
you.
them wings.
Yeah, good plan.
Yeah, feathers, yeah, they hold some
Eldon, alright. Eldon stands up. It's like, well, I guess I'll see you all around, I suppose. You all take care. Take care of yourselves.
Take care, Eldon.
He kind of gets a nod and a wave as he heads toward the door and makes his way outside.
Adam simply returns the nod and wave.
And then as he's reaching the door, he kind of snaps his fingers, and his appearance changes as he gets dressed in a brown robe, because gray hair with a bushy beard as he steps out the door.
Well, I was like, I could do that too.
Round.
He must have a disguise kit too.
Wow, he just kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, I'm gonna miss that guy. I like the way he, barbecued my enemies.
as opposed to your back.
Yeah. Unlike somebody.
Remove Eldon from the game.
No.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
No.
Scrub-a-dub-dub. Bird in the tub.
I was like, I think I'm gonna go follow old Birdie's lead and clean up for tonight.
Alright.
We all probably should.
Is that what you're all doing?
Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to go look around the shops. I'm gonna try and upgrade my gear now that I've got some spending coin.
Okay. Well, it's easy enough for all of you to get bathe and whatnot, and then set out on the town as much as you want.
Okay.
So, I guess since Tori is the one who expressed the first interest, let's start with her. Tori, what the fuck are you looking for?
you
What are you trying to
clean?
find?
I want to
Are you
find
clean?
better. Am I clean?
Are you clean?
I don't know. Let's
What do we
roll.
roll for that?
Yeah,
Roll a D100. See how clean you are.
let's roll to see how filthy you fucking are, like how well you clean yourself.
Your percentage. 74% clean.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
she's
You're clean.
dirty.
That's pretty good. You know, feathers,
good.
they can be annoying to
A
clean.
little bit of a
You know,
steak ass, but
Probably really only get into the feathers every once in a while, like a monthly, plucking and shit.
mhm.
Get the ones out that are old.
Gazelle is still kind of stinky.
That's fine. He's got that old man smell.
He definitely doesn't clean his ass cheeks.
All right, I guess
It's
I'll
just too
I'll
far
roll.
away and it's
Damn,
Trail is
she
damn.
fucking clean.
Smells.
He's shining.
Fucking
She's shining. Adam sparkles. Otto is a robot, so he doesn't really know what clean is. UA,
I'm thinking Otto's at least not sticky anymore, right?
He
UA has to help
outside,
Otto
he
clean
just stood
himself.
in the rain for like 5 minutes.
Lyle, wow, that's
Fucking
Lyle,
rat.
that's just your natural musk.
I just kind of rinsed off a little bit.
Haha,
Get
this
it.
guy doesn't know how to roll dice.
You gotta do
So
Slash
close.
roll.
slash
Roll
roll.
slash.
You know what? Screw you. I got my own dice.
There you go.
You have a
Hey.
D100? That's awesome.
No, he's just
Oh.
rolling a d20
Nice.
most times and doing math.
Wait, you're a soldier. Your level of cleanness is lower than. Well,
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
it's fine.
Damn, Tony, what's it like to get a D100
Your
roll?
sense of smell is all fucking
on,
thrown
like,
off.
the most fucking pointless D100.
Amazing.
In
Ly-
any case, Tori.
Lyle's kind of following trail. He's like, damn, you smell like sunshine.
Cough.
Lyle just kind of shrugs. and-
Beautiful.
Okay, anyway. I want to look for another rapier to go alongside with my current one. I want to bring up my damage output, so I want to go to the weapon shop.
Okay. So there is a weapon shop within the Silken Thorn district. I believe you have been there before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had you requested them to make another one? Was that a thing you requested, or am I thinking of something else?
I feel like I asked them to make me something, but now I don't remember.
I think they asked you asked them to make another rapier? You asked if they had another one, I think.
Yeah, because they only had the one, didn't they? And it was like
Yes.
some really
I think
nice
that was
piece
a
of
thing.
I guess I'll just check. Hey, you finished my rapier yet?
Well, I don't. You might not have might have asked them to see if they could get one. In any case, you enter the weapon shop of the Silken Thorn, and the smith is not there, but the shopkeep is there, and she's just kind of reading a book, kind of going through it, kind of minding her own business. She looks up, smiles. Oh, it's you again. How can I help you?
Well, I'm pretty sure I petitioned a rapier to go along with this one, and I hold the blade up in its sheath and kind of like spin it around for her to see.
Oh, you liked it that much, huh?
Yeah, it's served me well. I think I'd like another one.
Well,
Or
I
unless
have
you have something else.
I have good news and bad news. The bad news is we have not finished another rapier. The good news is I managed to catch a deal. And she kind of goes in the back and kind of goes through some stuff. And she comes back out and puts this rapier on the table, kind of in the sheath. Is a fine looking piece of leather, and the hilt is very ornate.
Okay. I kind of missed what you said there before. Did you say that you got it from trading?
Got him.
Yes, basically.
Got it on a trade. Alright, I'm gonna draw the rapier and kind of feel it out for a second. Give it a few practice stabs. Not at the, just into the air.
It is a very fine blade, and it just kind of sings as it stabs through the air.
Very nice. Okay. How much do you want for it?
Well, how much did I charge you for that rapier?
I honestly don't remember.
Oh shit.
Make something up.
It's been some time.
Haggle that shit down. Use fucking
If I had to guess,
Deception,
you
12
didn't
bucks.
charge me more than 50 gold for it.
Hold on a second. Yeah. 40 gold.
40 gold?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I'll pass along 40 gold to the
She takes it.
to the missus. And let me just math out my gold here. Okay. Just shy of 400. Is there anything you have in the way of bows? I have a long bow here, and I picked up this crossbow. But if you got anything else back there, it's been a while since I've been here.
We've got short bows and that the like, but we got a long bow and a crossbow. I mean, we might have a hand crossbow or two.
I think I'm fine without those. Anything special? Any specialty arrows you got back there?
Actually, she kind of goes in the back and kind of goes through something and then just kind of comes back out, puts a thing on the table. It's like, so these are. She kind of pulls out one of the arrows, and it's got like this bag kind of tightly wrapped near the edge of the arrow, just below the point. If you shoot this, it'll ignite in the air, so you can set some things on fire if you're, well, into that sort of thing.
I might be. I'm gonna check it out. How many are in the bundle?
There are about 20 in the bundle.
How much would you like for something like this?
For that's a bit more of something. Let's say like 30 gold.
30 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll take it.
All right. So add 20 fire arrows to your inventory.
I need to add inventory. Hang on. 20 fire arrows. Fuck yeah. What is the What is the damage on that if I'm firing a fire
Uh,
arrow?
it will add, on top of the normal damage for your arrows, it will also do, or your longbow rather, it will do an additional d6 fire damage.
D6 fire. Cool.
Yeah.
So, how would I roll that? Like,
How would you roll that?
yeah, bang, bang? Something like
Uh,
that?
Why don't we
Sure.
Why don't we figure out like all the macros for new weapons and stuff like after the session? Be easier
Okay.
way to program all that, and we could do it all at once for everybody.
Yeah.
That's fine for me. And I guess last thing I'll look for is better armor. So, if you have anything else like, what do I got on now? I don't actually see where I have my equipment at. Where is? It's not in bio. Shit. Where would I have my armor at?
It should be in your inventory.
Should be in the inventory, yeah.
I have scale armor on.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have anything better than scale armor?
What is the next thing up from scale armor? Let me check that real quick.
The next one up from scale armor is breastplates. It's medium armor.
We've got breastplates and whatnot, but heavier armor. You'll start to feel the weight, though.
I think I can deal with the weight. I'll try out the breastplate.
Okay. That will be a bit more pricey, as we have to make those ourselves and whatnot. So that'll be about, I'll give you a better deal of like 300 gold.
300 gold for breastplate.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you. Actually, no, it's lighter. Never mind. It'll be lighter than scale mail.
So I won't feel the weight.
Right.
Um.
And in fact, you would have had disadvantage on your stealth checks with your scale mail, which I don't know if I remember that.
You've never made me take it just for my armor being heavier. So
Well, I forgot.
You forgotted.
I have failed.
I thought it was only heavy armor that gave you disadvantage on.
Some medium, actually most medium armor seems to.
2 medium armors do that.
Well, I
there
have
are 5.
proficiency with medium armor. I have light, medium, and shield.
That doesn't mean that you don't take that. That's just because those armors are so heavy.
No. Well,
I mean,
They just make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I have a lightweight armor that would technically give me a disadvantage on stealth.
You have padded armor?
Yeah, I have chainmail.
Oh yeah, but it's a heavy thing.
And this
Tori's gonna shrug and fork over the 300 gold.
Okay.
I'd rather be alive than dead.
This is why Adam
You're
has not been wearing his armor.
I'd say.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the chart now, and yeah, scale mail and half plates are medium armor that gives disadvantage.
So breastplate will give me just. Oh wait, no, you said scale armor gives disadvantage.
Scale and half
Yes.
plates do. Breastplate
So
wouldn't.
upgrading to breastplate would remove that.
Not that it ever mattered to begin with. Well, not that it mattered for me because Smache goofed.
It's lighter and quieter, but it is.
Let's
more
start paying
expensive.
attention now.
Now that you brought it up, I'm going to remember it.
It doesn't matter now. Breastplate doesn't give me disadvantage, so ha ha ha. Fuck
You bitch.
Hey,
Slut.
that's okay. I was planning on doing something. I was kind of planning on the same thing myself.
Okay, but for the sake of my getting this out of the way, how much does my AC bump up now? Because this is 16 now.
That was the thing I was going to tell you, is that your armor class would not go up at all.
What?
Yeah.
It's not going to go up at all.
All it does,
No.
all it does is remove the disadvantage.
Oh, well,
You don't want to rescind that?
no, because you're going to remember now, and I don't want to. Well, whatever. That's fine. I'll sell you back the scale mill and the short sword, since I'm taking the rapier.
Alright, so you'll get back about 60 gold.
Damn. I should have had Lyle do this for me. He could probably do a decent negotiation over prices.
Do you really want Lyle to barter for you?
No, not really. I
Well,
feel
you
like he'd
think-
ask for compensation for his efforts.
Probably would.
Well,
Alright.
I'm just gonna assume the rapier I bought is the same as the other one I have. 1d8 plus 3 piercing.
Yes, it is.
Good enough. Then I am settled.
Okay.
Does it
Next up, who?
Does it
Sorry.
does it being in an offhand affect the roll for a second rapier at all, or
Do you have dual wielding?
I have the 2-weapon fighting
Okay.
style.
Then I guess it doesn't matter.
So whenever I actually use the second rapier, I get to use it with no obstacles, no inhibitions, anything like that.
Okay. I was
Is that a
wondering.
fighting style that you have?
Huh?
Is that a fighting style from your class?
Yeah. The second level. Shit, I'll just post it. Post it. Post it. There we go. That could have been used for something like sniping, but I decided that this was the best way to hit because, I mean, it would be like my rapier was already pretty strong, so hitting with it twice would be really devastating, especially if I have stuff like Hunter's Mark on, and that's gonna add like a +6 for every strike. So at max, I could do a lot of damage with this thing. Like if I were to crit twice, max damage would probably be somewhere close to 30, maybe more.
Yikes.
That would be your weapon proficiency.
Yeah, I was
Alright.
trying to check that.
My weapon proficiency is...
I'm mulling over whether I want to buy another weapon, so I wanted to check what I can use.
Rapier's pretty simple.
What the fuck is simple weapons?
It's like clubs.
Clubs, spears, scythes,
Yeah.
Interesting.
hatchets. Things that are more than just weapons.
Rocks.
I don't have fucking daggers on this shit.
Well, yeah, because it's a simple weapon.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool.
Can also talk primordial.
Congratulations.
I can talk to...
You
Shit,
could talk
I'm
to the
trying-
rock gem.
I can talk to rocks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Tori did her
Oh,
shopping.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
my shopping's done now.
Who else
Your
wants to shop?
shopping's done. Who else wants to shop?
Adam will shop.
What are you shopping for? And does anyone else have the same shopping list?
Alright, Gazelle just wants. Look around, I guess, like for maybe a better weapon.
I would like to buy some weapons and armor too, but
So we've already kind of gone over the breastplate. Adam does want one of those.
Okay, let's simplify this so that we can get this done so that we're not all taking turns and getting similar things. So, is everyone just shopping for new weapons and gear?
Yeah.
Trio is gonna look for spell components.
Okay. Give me a D20 with your wisdom trio to see how well you
Okay.
can find the shop. Because that's a bit more harder to find, but give me a shot.
Alright.
9?
Hmm.
I'd say you've managed to find a rudimentary magic shop. It's not the best one, but it's got some spells. I mean, what are you looking for?
Charcoal, herbs, a brazier to burn them in, and if I can find it, a pearl.
Oh, so you're looking for components.
Yeah,
Yeah,
spell
That's what he
components.
said.
Okay. I thought you said, like, spells or something. Like magic scrolls. But if you're looking for components, you can find that in the Silken Thorns area. You just have to go through different shops. You would imagine to be able to find those components. Not a problem. The brazier and the pearl might be a little harder for something specific. But given how they all generally feel about you guys for helping out UA and whatnot, they kind of go above and beyond to help you find the stuff you need.
Alright.
So in total, I'd say that puts you back about, I'd say 80 gold.
Okay.
Specifically the brazier and the pearl specifically are the things that are most expensive.
How many
Alright,
of each
got that.
resource would you rake in?
Honestly, all it mentions on the spell listings is a gold amount as to how much it should be worth. So I don't really know how much of an actual amount I would need.
Presumably you get enough to be able to do the thing.
Alright.
Whatever it is you're attempting.
So Gazelle, Adam, Lyle, and Wei,
We're gonna bumble into this shop together, I guess.
Yep.
and Otto, do you want to go searching for anything?
No.
No,
Good.
you just want to hang out with UA.
Yeah.
Searching for pancakes.
Okay. She teaches you how to make better pancakes, and you continue to make a mess.
How to eat them.
It's like, no, you gotta use it. Nope, nope. Otto, no, you're just getting it everywhere. Alright, so what are you guys looking for?
You guys go first. I'm making a list for myself.
Go for it.
Just like Gazelle would just be looking for like a better staff or something, but I don't know.
Better staff? Well, they've got some staffs of less wooden ones and more like metal rods that are kind of fitted to be used with your hands. As like weapons.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to send that, but okay.
That works for me.
Caltrops. Oh shit.
Nice.
Lyle, I'm thinking about, I mean, I've used a couple of my arrows. I'm thinking at the very least top off my quiver. I would look into crossbow options. But
They've got heavy crossbows, light crossbows, hand crossbows. What are you looking for?
I should have stole one from fucking Quangol.
I mean, he had 3.
Yeah, he had heavy ones though. I don't really want a heavy one.
I have a crossbow. I might be
I
able
want a
to part
hand.
with.
I need hand crossbow
No, I don't have a hand crossbow.
and an upgrade to armor if they got any studded leather. Would be nice.
They do.
All right, so Lyle's gonna strut on in, and he's like, "Let me handle this, guys." And he says, "Hey, how's it going?" As he struts up to the.
While you guys are shopping, I'm just gonna use the bathroom real quick. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
He struts up to the front counter and he leans on it and gives a smile to the gal behind it, and he says, "Have we met, Lyle? You know, as in Lyle, one of the heroes that rescued UA and defeated the Oni that was."
Oh, I've heard of you, Lyle.
Yeah.
Kind of stares at you and kind of and smirks.
Wow, this smirks back. He's like wearing a big shit-eating grin.
Gazelle just kind of looks over at Adam like,
And he says,
maybe we shouldn't have brought him.
Adam just kind of smirks.
and he says, me and my adventuring party here, we're looking to do some more good for the realm, you see. And we thought you could be of great assistance to us in our endeavors. You know, we need to make sure we're prepared so that we could rescue more damsels in distress and defeat more devilish demons. You catch my drift?
Sure, of course. Provided you got the coin. We've got weapons. What are you looking for?
Oh, well, there's a couple things in particular I'm looking for. Personally, I'd like to see your selection of crossbows. You got any hand crossbows? I see you got some heavy ones. Those are a little big, a little clunky for old Lyle.
Of course. She goes and gets a couple of them and kind of weighs them out. Various, like, designs and whatnot.
Oh, these are some fine weapons. Wow, compliments.
Well, we only work with fine. That's what we do.
Yeah, I've got an eye for detail, and let me say, I know fine work when I see them, and I'd expect nothing less from you ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can you tell me about these fine pieces of machinery?
Well, they're quick and easy to load. They don't have a huge range, but they're useful, handy, easy to hide, easy to carry around, easy to load.
Oh, that's what I like. I like them easy.
She kind of almost looks like she's supposed to laugh at you.
I'm using my charisma on you. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Roll for it.
Okay, so what can you tell me about this mechanically?
I mean, outside of game,
Yeah.
they are hand crossbows. They do 1d6 piercing. They are light, and they have a loading property, which means you need to take a bonus action to reload it.
That sounds like
You can only fire once per round.
You said 1d6?
1d6.
Okay. So that's does that apply to both of them? Is one of them better than the other?
The hand crossbows are the same, yes.
They're the same? Okay.
Yes, the light crossbow does a d8.
Light crossbow does a d8. Okay. I see.
But it requires 2 hands.
Right. So, alright. Lyle's looking over. Okay. Let's see. Do they use this? They use different ammunition than arrows, right? They use bolts, or is they fire?
Yes, they use bolts.
Yeah. Okay. What is the range?
The range for a hand crossbow?
Uh-huh.
Short range 30, long range 120.
Okay. And how does that compare to a short bow?
Short bow?
So far, I'm not really seeing the advantage this has over a short bow because the damage seems the same, except it requires an extra turn to, like a bonus action to load it.
I think it's more that there's things, like feats, that can make them better.
Maybe.
The advantage of a hand crossbow over a short bow is that a short bow requires 2 hands.
That's also true.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Okay. Maybe I'll make an exchange then, because I don't really see the point in me carrying both. Well, I guess the only advantage would be with regular arrows, I could share them with Tori, but
Another difference is that a short bow does not have loading, which means if you had more attacks, you could shoot more, whereas a hand crossbow requires you to load it. So you need to use your bonus action to load it.
yeah, I don't have more attacks though. So.
Yeah. So do you want to sell your crossbow?
Yeah, well, I was like, all right, how about an exchange? Because
Well, what do you got?
right here, and I'm going to take a quiver of 18 arrows and my short bow and lay them out on the table. It says, these are finely crafted weapons from far away overseas. It's a really nice place. You never heard of it.
You never heard of it.
It has the advantage of being used to slay a ferocious Oni.
She kind of just blinks at you and picks up the bow.
It's a
kind of examines
It's a
it.
monster killing bow.
I mean, it seems in decent condition, I suppose.
Oh yeah. I take very fine care of anything I lay my hands on.
I'll give you 10 gold for it.
It was like, how about a trade for this?
A trade.
He's looking toward the hand crossbow. 1 second.
Alright, well...
I've got my list ready, Mage.
Why don't you... what's the relative value of...
A hand crossbow versus a short bow?
Uh-huh.
A hand crossbow is about 50 gold more.
50 gold more? Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't I lay on some persuasion on this then? Would that
Sure,
help?
give me a persuasion check. Persuasion?
That's pretty average, I guess.
Alright.
Depending
She
on what
kind
you
of looks
think.
at you,
Let's
kind of
haggle.
examines the short bow, and eyes her hand crossbow. Like, tell you what, if you give me this, your arrows, and give me, we'll say 30 gold, hand crossbow's yours. I'll even throw in some bolts.
Well, I was like, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Since you're being so generous, I'll do some other business with you as well. You know, what other fine wares do you got? Do you have some studded leather? Because, you know, I'm going to be honest. Old Lyle here, he's been in quite a tussle lately. Quite a few tussles. And, it's made me realize that, and he like, you know, hooks his fingers in the neck of his tunic and he pulls it down to reveal like some leather under it. He's like, this old beat up armor, it's not holding up as well as it used to. I think it's time for an upgrade.
Studded leather, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some. Alright, so, okay. It is getting late, so I'm trying to I want to get everyone situated, so let's expedite this process a little bit. So you're looking for studded leather?
I'm looking for studded leather.
That is available, and she will sell it to you on a slight discount of 30 gold.
Okay. I don't have much use for my old leather armor, so, you know, I'll trade that. Can I, you know, sell that for scrap
You can
as
sell
well?
that for about 10, so you can bring the price down to like 20 gold.
Okay, so I'll make that exchange there. Lyle's he's gonna say, so this as he's examining the armor, this is shock resistant, right? Like this would protect you if you say, I don't know, took a tumble down some stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Great. Perfect.
Don't fall downstairs. Use your feet.
I don't intend to, but you know, you never know what could happen.
I see.
It's a treacherous world out there.
You're definitely gonna fall down those stairs.
Shut up,
He's
Sizzle.
absolutely gonna find on the stairs.
I am back, and I have a sandwich.
Congratulations. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and I don't think I'm gonna fuck around with any other weapons. I still got my fancy new dagger that I can figure out later. But I was gonna say, lastly, why don't you throw in a healing potion too?
Afraid we don't have any of those.
You don't have any
But-
healing potions.
For the sake of abbreviation of time, because we should be wrapping it up now. That's why I want to expedite this.
It's okay, Majay. No one's gonna die.
Well, we have an end time. But
We
we're
also
sticking
lost.
to
We
it.
also lost an hour.
Yeah,
We are sticking to our end time. I'm not.
Oof.
So,
it's okay.
It's fine.
Understandable.
so you are still friendly with that other potion shop that you had bought potions from before. She still has more, so
Okay.
you were able to buy another potion for 25 gold.
I would like to haggle it down to 20.
Give me this faith and check. You managed to hang it down to 20.
Fuck yes.
There you go.
Okay, so I got. So exchanging the armor and the bow, then that came out to a minus. Was that 30 gold? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's minus 30 gold plus another 20 for the healing potion plus another 20 for the armor. So that's 70 gold total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so Lyle does his haggling thing, and, he ends up stripping off his cloak and tunic and his leather armor. He leaves it, says, "You could use that for scraps," as he puts the studded leather on and slips his blue tunic back on over it, and, he slides the bow across the desk. He's like, "And take good care of this thing. It means a lot. It's been through some things."
Of course.
And do me a favor. He kind of looks over toward Gazelway and Adam while they're, poking around. Take good care of my friends too. They really could use it.
Of course. We'll take care of them.
And he's gonna leave one extra gold piece on the counter. He says, "And as a donation to the cause."
She takes her hand and slides it across the table towards her. Like, nods.
Okay. So
Okay.
Lyle then, picks up his things. Says, "Much obliged, darling." And then as he's walking away, he, nods to Adam, weighing Gazelle's like, "I softened her up for you."
Thanks.
Gazelle just rolls his eyes.
Okay. You three. What are you looking for?
That's what I want.
You want those things?
Nice.
He's got a shopping list. He's ready.
Are those the approximate prices that you put down?
Yes, I had the total at the bottom too. I just used the book. If you have a discrepancy with the price, by all means, let me know.
No, they aren't going to try to oversell you on these things, given you have good relations with them right now, so they will sell you at a slight discount of 70 gold in total.
Awesome! What kind of map is it that I'm getting? Because I was hoping to get like a map of the area that we're kind of going into.
In terms of
But the region map, I guess?
yeah, you would get a map of the map that he showed you before when Eldon was showing it. You would have that map on your person.
Okay.
That'd be effectively that is the map of the current region you're in.
Okay,
So-
that's exactly what I wanted.
That is exactly what you get.
Cool! What is the name of the region? So I can just properly inventory it.
East Jylin.
Okay.
Jilin, whatever.
Jai.
Jai. Okay. So is that your shopping?
Yeah, we don't need the roleplay. It's all good.
Okay. Adam?
We'll plan to
Gazelle?
have fun.
Yep. Adam wants. Just checking to see if I don't already have some of this already. No. Okay. Adam just wants a breastplate, and if there's an upgrade to a spear, like a standard spear, not a reach spear or a polearm. Breastplate, and if there's a spear upgrade, and some mistletoe.
Breastplate, they have. It
Yep.
would be ditto for what Tori paid,
Yes.
which was about... Tori, what was the price I gave you?
300 for the breastplate.
So it'll be about 300 for the breastplate.
Yep.
In terms of like pole arms, they have spears, of course, but they also have glaives and tridents and that sort of thing. Lances.
Let me just check Trident real quick. That's the only one I didn't really know about. Let's see. Piercing standard, range 3 versatile. I think it's the same as the spear. Yeah, it's the same as the spear. No, I think we're good on weapons then.
Okay.
And then yes, yep, the breastplate, and then if he has to go into another shop, then he can do that. But he's looking for some mistletoe.
You can shop around looking for some mistletoe. You find a flower shop that's kind of selling some things, and they have some mistletoe. So you pay like a couple silver, about maybe 10 if you're getting like a nice clump.
Okay.
Adam, if you want something to get girls to kiss you, I mean, we hang out at a brothel.
You could just ask.
Yeah, Lyle's
Take
got
that
you
money.
covered.
Yeah, come on.
He'll soften them up for you.
Wait, hold on. Adam, the spear versus a glaive. A glaive is a D10.
Yes, but it's also two-handed, and Adam's using shields.
Fair enough.
So maybe another time, but no, we're sticking to the one-handed thing right now.
Okay.
Very
well.
So it's like 10 silver per sprig of mistletoe then?
There's also... Oh, I should point out Lance is a D12. And does not have two-handed.
What?
Yeah.
Dun dun.
Marshall. Oh, it's not a pole arm. That's what the problem is with that one. Unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't have all your options.
I appreciate that.
All right. And is that all you're looking for?
Yep, that's it. So, he says like 10 silver per.
For the mistletoe? Yeah, and then about 300 gold for the breastplate.
Okay, yeah, so definitely taking the breastplate. I just need to do a little conversion on silver to gold real quick. It's like, what is it, 5 silver per gold? 20 silver per gold?
I'd say like 10 silver per gold.
Okay.
Oh, is that how it works? I thought it was a lot more.
Yep.
Then he will pay 3 gold for the mistletoe.
Okay.
He'll buy 3 things of it.
Okay.
And that's it. Oh, I don't know, is the scale mail worth anything?
Scale mail versus breastplate?
No, I meant like
selling
ditching
it.
the one he's got already.
I believe you'll get like 50 gold. Yeah, it's about... For it being used, you probably get about 35 gold out of it. So you get 35 gold back if you want.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. Alright. You good
That's
then?
it. Yep,
All
I'm
right.
good.
Gazelle, what are you looking for?
Staff.
Better staff?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to get better than a quarter staff.
Yeah.
There's not much upgrades to that.
Gazelle's gonna ask anyway.
Alright. So you ask around, try and see if you find a better staff. The smithy kind of looks at you as and kind of tilts her head and then just kind of offers you up several different kinds of staffs. All functionally the same, but visually made of different materials. Some are made of metal, some are made of like fine wood or mahogany. Or there's one that's made of bone, and then when you ask where they get the bone from, it's apparently whalebone.
Oh, nice.
So those are the kind of staffs you can get
Eh,
if you so desire.
never mind, I guess.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's it.
Is there anything? There's nothing else?
No.
Okay. Well, in that mind, no one else has any shopping needs doing?
No, I think we went through everybody except Otto, and Otto's with UA.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, we will wind down as you all finish your purchases and return to the Silken Thorn to take your rest for the night and have yourself a nice time. Have good night.
I need
Good
to roll
sleep.
performance again. You know why?
It'll cost you 15 gold.
Okay. Wait a minute. Can I haggle that down?
No.
Damn it.
They heard about you. You've already had too many free times.
Gonna start costing more and more.
I was gonna put his best foot forward, and well, that's better.
Slightly.
It's a couple minutes longer.
Getting some experience here.
They've had your
Leveling up.
reputation. They know your reputation.
They're getting used to it.
They're getting used to it. You paid, so whatever.
Man, that's like less than half chub.
Damn.
And in case night falls, you'll take rest, and then we'll pick up next time in the morning and see what awaits the next day.
Yay.
Hooray!
Yay.
Alright.
We're out of the bone hole. Well, Lyle ended up back in the bone hole, but you know what I mean. See what I did there? You
No.
can laugh.
I'm laughing.
Pity laugh.
internally.
I'm laughing on the inside.
Okay. Well then, before we start arguing about how to program our new weapons and stuff, then I guess we'll cut the recording. So bye, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Balls.
You can stop.
Bye.